Oh my God, guys.
I feel like I want to get deep into some people's minds.
So
forgive me now if I ask some questions that are too personal or too weird or whatever.
You're talking my language.
Okay.
This is great.
We're going for it.
That was actually really exciting. That was the first time Billy's ever talked first.
Oh, really?
I love that.
Dude, there's a dogfight outside.
Yeah, it's getting pretty crazy. Oleg's acting like a little bitch. Look at him. He's scared. He's looking at him.
Crazy!
Like, it's fine, dude. We're fine. They can handle the fucking little dogs, you know? Okay, Billy, I actually kind of want to announce. I want to make an announcement, a pretty special announcement. Billy, my sponsor, is going to be my co-host.
Uh-oh, maybe somebody should...
Yeah, Veronica's tripping. It's fine. They got it.
She sounds injured.
You know? Yeah. What happened, Veronica? So we got, there was a little dog fight just now. We have Didier.
What's up?
And Billy, two of my favorite people. I feel like I said that last time.
You're one of my favorite people.
Really?
Yeah.
I get really scared, man. Sometimes you see you looking at me and I think you're just judging and
No, bro. It's love, dude.
Thank
I don't
you.
know you well enough to say that, but
what's crazy?
You got a vibe for sure, and I'm about to explore that a little bit.
You know what's crazy is I've known Pat for so long, and I've known of you, but I haven't really had the chance to sit down and talk to you.
Yeah.
I think I spoke a little bit with you about mushrooms. I think it was Pat's birthday or something one day, and that was the only time. I think it's the only time, so I'm really excited to get to be able to
maybe
dive
we'll
in.
be able to talk about that a little bit too, because you have a chronic illness.
I do.
There's a few aspects to that are, so that's something I live with. It's fucking traumatic, but it's also, if you want to look at it, it can be a sort of a gift.
Superpower.
Yeah.
I look at
superpower.
I look at it like my superpower. I remember always thinking so negatively and so dark about it, but there's so many positive things I've changed in my life since I was diagnosed with Lyme disease. From the way I look at life, my spiritual connection, how I eat healthier, how I don't consume alcohol, how I look at chemicals. I live my life how I have empathy for others, how I know that I'm not bulletproof. You know what I mean? There's so many things that I realized from being diagnosed and how I live my life differently that I would have never lived my life before it. I would have just kept on going on with these bad habits or the way I looked at the world. So it is my superpower.
So just real quick before we get too deep, Didier has been on the podcast a few times. He's a good friend of mine. He's a producer. He was a pretty big celebrity in Australia. He was on one of the biggest shows. He was really... We always looked to him as wow, Didier went to Australia and fucking became famous. And did it. It was kind of crazy because he used to be one of my brother's good friends, and I don't know, me and Tim, all of us, it's almost like I can't even remember. It's almost hard to, my dad and Martha, we would always see photos and I would be like, oh, look, he's on the red carpet again, and you're in such good shape. And because he was kind of a chubby
kid growing up,
insecure kid in high school. And then he just became this amazing, a source of inspiration for all of us. And then he got Lyme's, came back, and we talk about God and surrender and humility, and it was really amazing. And Billy is my sponsor, who's been sponsoring me now for 7 years. Is it 8? And I found you in prime time. I was actually just thinking about when I first saw you speak. Who was I talking? I was telling somebody about this the other day when you first spoke. I remember the day I heard you share at Radford. And I don't know, something about your share, just the way you were sharing. There was a humility, But the thing that really resonated with me was this kind of transparency. Like when I share, I think people can tell that I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah.
And I noticed that in you too. I was like, wow, like I really believe what this guy's saying. Like you weren't trying to look a certain way, or you were just really like, we're there to save our life. Right. So if we're not getting honest, then like, what are we doing? Are we trying to look good in front of a fucking loser alcoholics? So I don't know. And then I remember, just to kind of give you a little bit of an idea of who I'm sitting here with, because we do have a lot of new listeners. And if you're here from TikTok if you're here from TikTok, thank you.
Yeah.
And I love you guys. And, so we're talking, illnesses, which I can relate to also, because I had leg perthes and I was in a body cast, and it changed everything about me. It helped me for a long time, for a couple months, and it was like, whoa, this can just happen, and I'm like now very different. I can't do what other kids can do, and it's just like, whoa. But I think it's definitely a big part of the reason I am who I am, obviously. And I wouldn't change it for the world. Yeah.
I think for me was the big humbling moment, which I'm sure you guys can, I think why you guys are successful and what you guys can kind of relate to was like that, even though I never went to AA or never went like that, but getting diagnosed like that was a rock bottom moment for me, right? It changed my life completely. But in a way that rock bottom now is actually looked at as like a positive blessing thing.
Learning to
lose is like, now it's like, it's such a like, no, I want to lose. Like I want to be able, because that means I'm trying. Well, that means I'm trying these
maybe
things.
Not we want to lose, but you lost. And through that loss, you found God and you surrendered. And I just remember something slowly started changing in him, and he was just telling me out there that he was obsessed with becoming a celebrity, you know?
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Is Didier markedly different than the person you knew before, or what do you mean?
Oh yeah. The person that I knew before couldn't really be totally honest.
Yeah, no way.
I mean, the person before wanted to look good all the time.
I cared so much.
So what, like wearing a mask or something?
Yeah, I think I wore a mask.
I mean, look at the way he's sitting. He's like relaxed. He's like
forever. I know. I see. I'm picking up on that. I'm just wondering, like, is this for real or what? That's why I want to get in there.
This is real. Like forever. I wore masks forever. You know, and like I think I cared so much. Like I would see Pat once every 6 months or 8 months.
But you were like really close with my brother.
Yeah, growing up, I was super close.
Which is like really interesting to me.
It's actually, you know what? That's a very interesting topic that I want to talk about. Yeah, because we've never really spoke about why.
Well, what was it?
The shift. The shift for me was, I left for Australia. I didn't know what I was going to do in Australia, but I know this was a shot to get out and kind of do. I didn't go to college. I didn't have
someone just like
any
hit him
career.
Up on. Someone just walked right up to him
on Sunset
and was
I remember because I just listened to the podcast with you, so I remember this part.
Oh wow, that's
from
cool.
the last one. Yeah,
but
you were discovered. You said basically, and you didn't even know what you were strung out on Sunset. Is what you said.
Yeah.
Strung out on what?
I used to dabble in a lot of cocaine, a lot of speed, a lot of uppers, and then shit tons of alcohol.
And at that time, you were just really strung out.
I was working in the music industry. I was a talent scout for Sony Records, for RCA Records.
What did you think when you heard his podcast? Honestly, just be honest, because I know you can.
Please be honest.
Oh, you kind of put me on the spot. What do I?
I mean, look, this is the trust circle. You can tell me the truth.
I'm just trying to find out, like. You're for real. I know that.
Yeah, but it took
I'm trying to figure out if he is or not.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I think you don't know me. Does that make sense? You don't know me at all.
Yeah.
I agree.
I wonder, like, being discovered, being celebrity, and how does that affect a person? And it seems like it'd be much more difficult to go deep or go within, maybe.
Wow.
Like the stuff that we talk about all the time. But I don't know. I mean, I know the ladies like them. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally understand. I totally get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So you heard the podcast and you were just like, huh.
Like you were skeptical.
I'm just trying, I think I heard part of it and then part of it, so it's not real
But
clear
you
in my
didn't really
head.
have you didn't really think, oh, this guy's a fucking tool.
Maybe.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get at, because he kind of does that. He's a weird.
No, I did do that with sorry, Jason and Victoria, but I did do that. I'm judgmental. Okay, look, I'm
cool.
fucking poor, welfare kid, abused, foster care, juvenile hall. Grew up. My teenage years, I was institutionalized. I almost died many times before I was even 10 years old. So I come from a place fuck you, fuck the world, and anybody upper class or higher, I hated, because I was like, why did I get the shit into the stick, right? So I saw everyone else, and you guys are, I'm thinking, all from an middle class or upper.
Definitely compared.
And so, I went hungry, a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of anger in me, and
But you're growing.
I'm definitely growing, and he's influenced me a lot.
Yeah.
And everyone I hang around now is pretty affluent, financially, and
but we're still going for it.
Yeah.
well, that's one of the things too. I didn't realize these guys are fucking working hard, and they have a dream, and they have a vision.
Yeah.
I didn't have that, so
yeah. Well, you didn't have encouragement. You didn't have.
So this is why I'm a judgmental person. I guess partially, but
I love that you're
in
honest.
a way it's kind of fun too.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're judging me right now.
I'm not judging you. I thought that it's actually exactly what I'm doing is I'm actually empathetic of how you're talking. It's just because, I mean, everyone has a sense of being judgmental, especially people they don't know or
everyone,
whoever they've ever met, and seeing me from not knowing me from dog shit and probably looking at a couple videos.
Well, he
with
speaks
Pat.
highly of you, so I do.
You got the cosign, but I just wanted.
But I
to
totally get how you might think has he really struggled? Does he really get where rock bottom is?
Okay,
is
here I'll just lay it out.
Yeah.
Okay,
please.
so is he just sold on the hippy dippy shit and the frog and the whole thing, or is it real? Is it real? Are you really touching God? Are you really going deep? That's what I wonder.
Yeah.
Because that's the stuff that heals.
Yeah.
The real healing is that cosmic, whatever you want to call it.
I could just tell this is going to be the best podcast we've ever done. This is what this podcast is about. It's about going places.
He says that every time.
No, but it keeps getting better. Anything you do should be continuing to evolve.
I just don't want you to feel like I'm attacking you. Okay?
I don't.
No, he doesn't, and that's the kind of environment I want to create, because
the last thing.
they don't go there on any other podcast,
Right.
because it's a little uncomfortable. But I think going there is great because we can see our judgments. And I love it when, dude, you know how many people have written me recently on TikTok? I hated you, but now I love you.
Yeah.
It's happening with the whole world, because it's like a train wreck. This guy with tattoos and pink hair, he's yelling about God or whatever. I fuck that guy, but I'm not going to stop watching him. So they keep watching me, and then they see that I'm crying or I'm yelling. Veronica's yelling at me, and I'm exposing my truth, and they're like, "Whoa! This guy's actually sober, and he's talking about some real shit." So it's really cool when people write me that. I go, "Oh man, that's so cool." I love when that happens to me, because it reminds me that I can't trust my mind and I can't trust my initial judgments of people. So I like going there, and then I like just exposing that part of our brain, and why you think that way. So yeah, Didier hit a bottom with this Lyme disease shit.
Yeah.
Because Lyme disease is some serious shit. I mean, this fool jumped off social media altogether, grew a beard, and was getting treatments in the hospital, lost weight, was really... And when you were going through that, I was literally thinking, wow, it kind of was like a Dane thing almost. I was like, wow, this guy's really I hope he gets through this, you know?
Yeah. The whole point, I don't think the rock bottom moment for me was obviously my humility and finding who I was and what was more important in my fucking life versus what the fuck I was changing, and this person I was trying to be wasn't a real human being because I grew up and all I cared about was people liking me because I didn't like myself my whole entire fucking life. So why not try to be famous? And when that started working, now a lot of people like me, which filled my emptiness even though I didn't like myself at all. So when that Lyme disease hit, it wasn't about the fucking Lyme disease. It was about this life that I was living, which was
trying to be a celebrity
for no reason, because I wanted to feel some type of feeling because I didn't get that from my family or myself.
And you got it.
I got it.
That's the part I want.
How did you get it? You must have some special talents or something, right?
He's good looking. He's a model.
And I was a TV host. I turned into a TV host, and I was able to do radio, do TV, host events, and then start doing music and DJing and things like that.
But the modeling got him into a certain circle.
Yeah.
And then America's Got Talent, or Australia's Got Talent. You know that show, right? You know, American Idol. These are massive, probably the biggest show in the world. But in Australia, he's one of the hosts.
Yeah. Just because I was a host in general.
Because he was just a fucking big... And my friend Jesse went to fucking Australia and he sent me a picture of this guy on the side of a bus. He's like, look, it's Didier. It's just like...
That's so weird, huh?
So here's what I love.
It's weird hearing about it. What's actually more weird is hearing him talk about it. I don't think about it.
But let me just say this. Let me just say this. This is what I love about that, right? And I just want everyone listening to understand this. He got everything he thought he wanted. So did I. And we're here to say it doesn't fix you. And right now I'm chasing something new, thinking it's going to fix me. So we don't ever stop. I don't know. I feel like, Billy, maybe you got it figured out.
No, but now you have an awareness. Like, you know it's not going to fix you.
Yeah, but I still...
Well, it's still a daily struggle, but you know... You believe it is.
It's the forbidden fruit. I don't know. It's temptation. It's this constant battle of like knowing the truth, which I'm just so glad I know the truth. And right now, as I'm talking about it, I have this sense of peace and surrender in it. I'm not worried about how many numbers I'm getting right now. I'm like, it's cool, man. Like, this is a good thing. Like, there are people coming to this brand and oh my God, there's so many people that are getting something out of this message, you know? So that's incredible. But then I start to go to that place of like, oh, I need more. But then I come back and I go, we don't ever get like fixed from it. So I'm sure you still kind of struggle a little bit with it too, but you had that awakening when you were forced to surrender and God was like, yo, dude.
I think the surrender moment was when that happened, and how in 4 days, maybe everything that I built for 10 years was for like those people forgot.
Okay, let me ask you something. So did it hit you quickly, or was it slowly progression? The disease,
that was a slow. I didn't even when I first diagnosed with Lyme disease, I was like, oh, whatever. Like, this doesn't care. I didn't change. I actually became more of an asshole. I became more of a horrible human being to be around because then I had Lyme disease. So you don't fucking understand. Oh. You don't understand that I lost everything and now I have this disease, and fuck you because your life with that. Your life is, and I was a raging fucking asshole, and you had to be nice to me because I was sick and hurting, and I didn't care about anyone else, which derailed my whole life because then I hated myself. I hated people around me. I didn't want to go anywhere. And then I started fucking loathing my past, and I started loathing myself because I didn't have a future. I didn't know what the fuck I was going to do.
But at the time, that's in hindsight. At the time, you didn't think you were an asshole and all that. At the time, you were just feeling sorry for yourself.
The victim. You were the victim.
I was a victim.
Yeah. There's I think there's like 4 stages of surrender or getting sober. It's on the Born and Raised shirt. It's denial, frustration, acceptance, surrender, or something. It's some kind of something like that.
The acceptance.
But the frustration and the anger, it's a part of hitting that bottom, you know?
Yeah.
And it gets ugly.
It was frustration.
Yeah.
It was.
I'm gonna look up the shirt real quick.
It was like frustration. It was. I think it was a frustration of like a realization. A realization
Of what?
of something I knew the whole entire time, that what I was doing out in Australia was false. It's not like I had a passion when I was young to be like, I'm gonna be that. I was just taking opportunity that led to opportunity that led to opportunity.
Yeah, but what's wrong with that?
I didn't like it. I liked it because
look.
Also, you weren't following
me.
your heart.
Oh, here.
I was
look.
doing it because I was the fat kid in school nobody liked.
So the inner, okay.
Look at this. I just pulled up the shirt. It's so dope. Because Alex Two-Tone.
No, that's
the
true
thing.
because I didn't get over my sex and love addiction till I accepted that's who I am. And I'm like, God, my gut's churning. I'm going to go fix right now. If you're real, if this God they're talking about in 12-step is real, you got to do something because I'm going to do what I always do. I can't not do it.
Right, which is what? Like masturbate.
Use women, porn, masturbate till your fucking face falls off, you know, like
Yeah.
just the sex.
Yeah.
So
And that, it's the interesting thing.
became a
right?
fix. I was sober a long time. at
You
this
know what God's doing right now is I'm sure
He's nipped my shit. But you know what? It might, they talk about chastity and people choose monastic life for spirituality and stuff. And I'm really toying with that because I'm forced into it. We're jumping so all over the place. I'm sorry, but
what's
but
the
hold on real quick. Read that.
oh, is that why you threw this over here? Denial, anger, bargaining.
Bargaining.
Oh, bargaining.
I love that.
Depression, acceptance. Oh,
Like-
acceptance is the last stage.
And it doesn't even it doesn't say anything else. It just says those 5 things, and you know what he's talking about.
That is a sweet shirt. Yeah.
I have that upstairs. So that's my friend Alex Two-Tone, who actually has they have a podcast now. Him and
really?
Maddie Matheson called Truth Angels.
Oh, I remember we were talking.
And in the
about
bio it says friends of Bill.
This is pertaining to alcoholism.
Yeah.
Is that what? Okay.
Yeah, because I know Alex.
But it would be with any ism, really, right?
Yeah, or anything, any loss, right? Let's learning to lose, right? It's like at first when you start losing,
You're angry is the first thing.
Yeah, you're angry. Oh no, first it's denial. Like, no, I'm good. This Lyme disease isn't gonna. It's not gonna be a problem. Like, I'm good. And then you're like, wait a second, fuck this shit. And then you're like, wait, maybe I can still hold on to this or figure this out or bargain with you or whatever, right? Like when you get caught doing something bad, right? No, I didn't do it. And then they catch you red-handed and you're like, fuck. And then you're like, wait, can I like get off or whatever? And then you're sad and then you're just like in acceptance. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. Sorry, I just wanted to...
Acceptance is such a beautiful place to be in because it's like that's when the humility hits and that's when
I'm like so there.
the fake self falls away. Yeah.
I'm so there. I really am, dude. If you don't agree with me nowadays, I don't know if it has to do with this newfound clout I'm experiencing that's giving me more confidence, but I just don't really give a fuck anymore. Like I'm good with Tim. For getting his card and it's a great example because like he's my partner and he's someone that I've struggled with trying to change for a long time. And it's like, I mean, they're just
You're good with him for now. Wait till you get back to work though. But I'm just saying.
You know what? It's so crazy is when you can get honest with someone. Like today, we have this big job coming up. Actually, it's a $35,000 job for Stations Casinos. We're doing a quarantine commercial. It's how you stay at the hotel under these new circumstances. The guy takes your keys. You stand 6 feet away. Everyone's cleaning everything. So we're making a commercial for the, and we talked. I talked to him today, and I was like, "Yo, Tim, like, if you need anything, I'm here to like help in any way I can. I'm not going to Vegas. It's hot. I'm really busy right now doing this thing. And I just want you to understand that I believe that what I'm doing right now will add value to the company in the long run. And he gets it. He believes it. He's on the same page with me. But I feel like before I might have been insecure to tell him like, listen, can I just do this and help be the face of the company? And the more popular I get, the better it will be for the company.
I think it had to work.
Yeah, well,
in his eyes.
Well, and now, yeah, and it's hard to deny that it's working finally. But I've been trying to do this for years, and it's been like pretty pathetic.
But do you think you have?
Meaning, like I never really had. I thought I was some fucking guy, but I really
well, no,
wasn't.
you've been trying, and Tim's like, you're wasting time. Why are you doing this?
I mean, not really, but like, kind of,
or at least your insecurity was saying that.
Well, but he definitely was supportive of it. See, I'm just super sensitive. You know, I want him to be as excited as I am, but come on.
Right. No one's going to be.
So, but he let me do it, right? He let me do it. And it was almost like a training program for new guys. Let's do some YouTube shit and understanding social media. And it's obviously important. But like, my point is that if you can get honest with someone in a relationship and expose your true, I'm scared I'm going to lose you and I want to have more sex. I don't know, whatever it looks like, whatever that scary thing to say.
I tried that. It didn't work.
I know, but like you got it. But then that's what it was supposed. It wasn't supposed to work because she wasn't ready anyway. So it's like, why pretend? But
the truth is, it wasn't I love you and I want to have more sex. It was just I want to have more sex and control.
Yeah.
So now you got to be stripped. It's like you got to be stripped of all your power to like really see the truth, right?
Sorry, I go on like a little rant. So yeah, you got to be stripped of your power to see the truth and trying to control everything.
And now I'm seeing the truth. I really do love Angela. I really do, and even
bro,
with
she's
no
the
sex.
mother of your.
That, and she's just a sweetheart, and she aims to please, and I'm bonded to her. I'm still attracted to her. You know?
And she's immature in some ways, maybe.
Well, I'm sure. Yeah, everybody has their thing.
Which I mean, dude, I'm definitely. We all are, you know.
Or maybe not. Maybe I'm the immature one. That's probably the case.
You definitely have emotional. Well, you definitely have, but I mean, I don't know. I think we've all.
I'm fully stunted. I just told you a little bit of my childhood. I mean, that I'm walking and talking is a big deal.
But I just think it's a really special thing that you're able to. I don't know how you were able to overcome the. Like, he lets me film him. He speaks his truth on the podcast. He's transparent. He's open. He's willing to go there. And she's not. And most people aren't. I don't know why. I don't know what that is.
It's that we're willing to just say our truth.
Because maybe you're...
Well, I think you got nothing left to lose. You know that thing you always say about Janis Joplin? It's so true.
Yeah.
Like...
Freedom.
What do I have to lose?
By being honest.
Yeah, and I don't really have anything.
Well, because you're not trying to look good. But maybe you are.
If I could look good, I would, but I'm not sure how to do that. So.
But you know what's funny is you look way better when you're not trying.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean that's the truth.
And he still is a little bit insecure, and I think you're going to start coming around to the TikTok thing because I want him to start. You know, at least once a day, just say some shit that he's feeling, you know, but he hasn't even started. I think you should start doing that on Instagram too, you know, but whatever. I want everyone to be like me, but they don't always need to, but I just think he has something valuable to say.
I'm interested. I just need someone to hold my hand for a little while.
Yeah. So, but the thing about Didier is when he trips, like this motherfucker went to the jungle and did a 5-day fast.
Dry fast.
And were you tripping? No, he just went and he didn't do any drugs. He ate no food and he was in a hammock.
No water.
He was in
water?
No water, no food in the middle of the Mayan jungle.
No water? Isn't that deadly?
No, I'm here.
Hold on, Billy. 5 days. Humid. Bugs.
Oh, the bugs.
So here's the thing about
Didier.
Didier.
That was the worst one.
So hold on. I want you to kind of talk about this a little bit. But here's the thing about Didier.
We're not even giving him a chance to talk.
Yeah. He will. He will. But I'm just saying, he has a body. He's transformed his body and he has a discipline that is admirable, and he learned to produce like he's an insane producer. Like he just has a will, and it's not easy. I don't give a fuck if you're rich or if you're privileged or if you're beautiful. This motherfucker wasn't eating like if there was butter on the fish, he would return it and get new fish. Like salad, kale, fucking raw fish, no dressing. Like this guy went fucking hard, and he's disciplined, and he can endure. So through enduring certain shit, that's what I'm like, okay, this motherfucker's going for some shit, you know? And he did that 5-day fast. And tell us about it.
Yeah.
This is after the limes? Okay.
This is like weeks, months ago.
I got back February 8th. So I did this February 1st. I went to Akumal, which is like 3 hours inwards of Tulum, Cancun, in the jungle. There's like elders that of my tribe that I associate with. They have a place out there, and basically it's 4 days, no food, no water, and you go in there. It's called a vision quest, and basically you sit there and you write basically a red string. And you tie up tobacco in corn husk, and you roll them up like little cigarettes, and you tie them to a string, and this string spans. You do as many blessings as you want. I did about 32, and then you go into the jungle, and he ties the blessings around you in it was like a hexagon around 2 trees.
Can I ask you one question? Blessings, like what do you mean?
I'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
So you tie it in, and then this is the little space. So the space is probably between to that red cup, and there's like a little circle, and that's all you could be is in the hammock for 4 days. And the blessings on there are blessings for the people in your life that you want to bring love to, or you want to let go. The whole point is starting anew, and seeing what that brings to you. So the whole quest since I got Lyme was, who am I? And I've been on a spiritual quest of myself, whether that's looking at the worst parts of my life or the best parts of my life. And they believe with no food, no water. And this is why I was talking about you with the sex thing before that we can go back into, is you tap into who I am. And my whole big thing in my life is ego death.
Is ego what?
Ego death.
Right.
To not have ego associated with me at all. To be as humble and as pure to myself as possible. And that's been my thing. So anytime I can go as deep as I possibly can. And when I found out about the vision quest, it scared me. So I'm like, I have to go and do this. I have to sit in this corner and learn more about who I am and reconnect with Mother Nature. 4 days in the jungle by yourself with no food or water, and just all you get is a machete.
Yeah,
that alone
scary,
scares me.
Yeah.
Not only that, and it's the reconnection to God and reconnection to Mother Earth. And I've heard people of losing it, you know, and then in the back of my mind, my chronic illness plays. Like, what if I have a flare up there, or bugs? What if I got a tick bite? So I'm sitting there getting crawled and eaten by. So it's all these things. You know what that is? That's fucking ego.
Really?
That's our ego chattering, telling us everything we can't do. Instead of me looking at the present and being like, you're in a hammock. That's all you're doing. You're in a hammock. You're healthy. You're chilling, and everything, all this stuff that you're doing is in your brain, making it worse than it really is. And it's reconnected me to that moment that I have a fucking big issue with making shit so bad that doesn't exist. And my whole life has only been thinking of the worst scenarios that don't even exist, to the point where I won't even do it. And I think that whole thought process came from my life of not feeling valued, which was a humongous thing, and not feeling valued by my parents, that led me to wanting acceptance so much that I never controlled my future. I never controlled my life. What controlled my life was people liking me, right? Fame, acceptance, ratings, whatever. It was never my own self-acceptance. So all I did for the last fucking 13 years was think about things I could never control ever and make the worst case scenarios out of them. And that was the biggest plague to my fucking life, that I realized, like, all I care about right now, is me sitting here with you guys. I could have been like, oh, is this podcast going to be stupid? Oh, I'm tired, or I'm this. All that thought has done a real disservice, toxicity to my life. And that was the main thing, is all you are is here. So you just said your first thing was, can't you die? No. But our minds are triggered to tell us that we will, because it's fucking scary. So it's a lot easier for us to say, oh, that's going to happen, versus like, or what if I just try it? And it reconnected me in this way. And we were talking about the spirituality is this hippie shit, or is the psychedelics, like this. I do psychedelics, but I also do meditation sober every single day, twice a day. And it's that path of wanting to see every single side of who I am, period. Whether that's under different spiritual lights, that's under meditation, that's under me going to the jungle. It's trying to find a higher consciousness and dissolve my ego.
So when you were sitting there in the hammock, did you go deep?
Deep.
And when then, like, what did you see? Dark things and
I am
light things?
most. This is what I could say is most of my visions are dark. Most of it.
Dark how? Like murder?
No,
sex?
no.
What do you mean? Like,
it's me.
You.
Like the things about me that we all hide these things, like, about ourselves. Fear, anger, validity, masculinity in myself, like the whole, like, or fear of the future. Am I even going to be able to live in this life? Am I going to be able to provide for myself? Am I going to be able to provide for my family? Do I even have a value in life that I can even contribute that will conjure up some type of life to keep me moving forward?
Value.
It's the value, Billy. For me, like, the value thing was that's why I'm here where I am.
Do I have value? That's probably a core thing too. Yeah.
Think of, like, I spent that whole life in Australia, even now, thinking of that stuff. So the point of where I'm at now is, like I was saying, is I know I'm valuable. And I know the lives and things that I'm choosing for myself.
Why are you valuable?
Why am I valuable? Because I'm here.
That's what I've come to too. It's just because I exist. I'm alive.
I'm here.
I have the phenomenon and blessing of life.
That's exactly how I feel.
You don't have to be
I'm
anything.
Here. Like, do you know, that's so much.
I was literally gonna say, like, oh, I'm passionate, I'm honest, I'm driven. I'm able to I've accomplished certain things. Like, there's certain things that I'm a good guy, you know what? At the end of the day, like, that's something everyone can hold on to. Is if you're here,
well, you're trying to be real, and, like,
I'm just wondering, just because you're here, you have value.
That's it. Because the chronic illness, I may not be able to do or provide. I don't know. But that's not that's not why I'm here. I'm here because I'm here.
And like, what's in your cards is what's in your cards.
And it's a gift. Life is a gift.
Mm-hmm. Insane amounts. Like, you, as, like, this.
Even the painful parts are a gift.
It's a superpower. Like, that's the main thing. It's like, I don't have, and this is what's really comfortable about, well, at least this conversation, is because I feel there's 3 people that, like, just kind of want to talk. And I spent so much of my life, like, all right, I got to be on. Yeah. Got to be fucking on. All right, oh, shit. Billy doesn't think I'm real. Let me fucking try my hardest to force him to show him.
Well, then I really
real,
wouldn't think you're real. Yeah.
which is like the most fake thing you could ever do.
Yo, and I just want to kind of touch on like, but you know Aaron.
Oh.
I just want to just
you mean Aaron, your nemesis frenemy?
Yeah.
I love Aaron. I really do. I love him. So Didier and Aaron are really close, right? Like, I mean, we both have a similar relationship. He went to his house the other day, and well, I love the guy, but he can't. It's like, what's the hey, how you been? What's the update? All right, cool, man. Gotta go. It's like, is there certain people? Certain people just don't want to just sit and really like see
what's going on,
because it's, I don't know, for whatever reason, some people just aren't ready or willing and I just hope.
Well, I think you have to lose big time to even want to know how to do that.
And this motherfucker, he's not going to lose because he just wins. You know what I mean? That's
in your perspective.
No, but yeah, I mean, I'm saying in life, in business, and so if you like, I lost Hypercrush.
Yeah,
he lost the celebrity thing, and
did you lose it or choose to walk away? Was the lime thing? Oh, you were starting to say that, and we interrupted you. You said in like 4 days you were not relevant or something.
Well,
like that.
yeah. So, look, I could go back there, but it's not about for what? For what?
I don't know.
For what? So I feel good.
Yeah.
So he walked away.
I think we can.
I mean, are you living off residuals, or how do you?
I'm in the cannabis industry, so I invested in the cannabis industry after because it helped me a lot, and
like
that's where I make my money.
You're partial owner
of a brand and cultivation.
Dude, that's just taken off, especially now with the COVID thing. It's just exploding.
It's
First time
insane.
ever in one of those places yesterday.
Where'd you go?
Atrium.
Oh yeah, I know Atrium.
Yeah, my little cousin took me in there, and I'm like,
wild.
man, I used to like just try to score a bag, wait for hours, hope it's good, hope you don't get ripped off. And now she's like there trying to decide what strain and all this stuff. And
it's like when you walk into a makeup counter at like a Macy's and there's
all
these
so
different
pretty,
tenders. Yeah. That's exactly how
he brought over some bags that are it's really good. The packaging is great. So how did you feel? How much time do you have, Billy?
Well, if none of the shit I've done nullifies it, like 25 years.
No, you got 25 years. Let's just keep it real. You have a sponsor. He's great. Sasha, what would he say?
At the CBD incident, he did say you got to start over.
Really?
But then as time went on, like, no, your intention, you didn't try to get high. You didn't even know you were going to get high. So no, I don't.
See, that's honesty. He's not holding on to this time like it's going to define him. But like,
I really honestly don't care, because having a chronic illness, if you know there's something there that's might fix you, you're going to try it.
Of course.
Because the quality of life, I mean, I don't know about you, you might be relieved of all your symptoms, but I'm not. And so I keep exploring.
But the reason I brought that up is because there are a lot of people who are attracted to this podcast in my life because I'm able to be around others who use, right? And I'm sober. So I was just
thinking of that. You're like getting on me about having a bag of Valium. You fucking got a bag of weed out there. That would be more tempting to me.
Oh, well, that's not my weed.
Well, I know, but you could go smoke some if you wanted to.
Yeah, but it's not like...
But I'm just saying that...
I'm not trying to control...
Oh, because you don't use it at all.
I'm not trying to administer that. But the question I have, which is like
interrupting.
No, I think that's great, and I also think going on tangents is okay too. That's the kind of podcast this is, and some people think it should be different, but that's what makes us. I'm not going to have some organized, but whatever. So you're around weed. You went to the dispensary. You were looking at the weed. You were with your cousin or whatever you said.
Mm-hmm.
And how were you with 25 years sober? What does that look like? Is the obsession has been removed? Did you want to smoke? Is that hard for you? What does that look? That's a question that people ask me a lot, and I just kind of want to. I don't really have.
What went through my head when I went in there is, I hate doing this on the podcast because these big moments of silence are so boring, but
That's great.
I just thought, wow, what a market this is.
What do you mean?
Unbelievable. Like what cash flow and what
do you mean these big moments of silence? I think they're great.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When I hear it on the podcast, because I talk slow already, and then I like pause. It's
actually, I'm really glad that you listen because I've already noticed like the way you came in this time and your energy. It's like different. You're like, I think.
Well, now that you're bringing in and making me more like, plus I listen to them, so I want to be able to portray, get a message across quicker and not be so slow.
Yeah, I love that because we're not that important. Like people will just listen to something else, and that's a part of why I think until we can make this something that's like, for lack of a better word, big, we're going to need to keep it moving. And that's why I do sometimes shocking content, or I'll start it out with something crazy to keep people engaged, with my videos on TikTok, So some of the stuff that I posted wasn't necessarily like I was aware of the shock value in it. And I was aware of the attraction and like the controversy surrounding my posts. So, because I knew it would expose me and there would be judgment around that initially, but in the long run, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So Billy, I think you're doing better as far as this is like really good. Like jump in, interrupt. If you have a thought, I want to hear it.
Well, what really bums me out is I wanted to grow marijuana because I love plants.
Right.
I used to grow it, but when it wasn't legal, and my girl just, it almost broke us apart because she's sober too, and plus we live in Ventura County and they're not cool up here.
They're not.
So it's probably good. But I have 1,000 seeds right now. I breeded 2 different strains together.
What strains?
I want to grow them.
What strains?
Now it's a science. I look like a, but it's a...
But you don't want to use.
It's a sativa and an indica that I happened to come across, and I breeded them together just to see what would happen. But the hybrids didn't come out too good. But this... Anyway, blah, blah, blah,
It's a
blah.
beautiful plant.
But no,
I could get into like the biome of that.
But my question
Well, it is
is like, what were your feelings surrounding like
Oh,
using?
No desire.
Okay, that's what I want to talk about.
It would just blows my head. I just go into a different space. I'm an addict. I know I'm an addict.
That's what I want to touch on just real quick for new sober listeners. If you do step 1 completely, then I think you learn that you're a complete defeat, especially when it comes to drugs and alcohol, and we can't control it, and we have to it's like we surrender to it and we recognize it's just off the table.
It's just off the table, yeah.
So I don't know that's, and we've both done that.
If I found out that it cured Meniere's, I would do it. I would self-administer and I'd figure it out, but it doesn't. So
Okay.
That's
Okay,
the only
cool.
exception. So if you have cancer, you're going to treat it, basically.
Yeah.
Not that I have cancer, but I don't know how many people listening have chronic problems, but it's a big deal. It changes your life completely. It's not a joke, like this is my one chance here and it's changed it and there's nothing I can do about it. And I've always been, like physical prowess has always been a thing for me. And to think that I've lost my balance where I can't even walk or drive or work and you're dizzy, it's just fucking horrifying. I mean, it's
Does it ever get you angry?
Not anymore. It gets me sad.
But you haven't had an episode, I feel like, in a long time.
Not a bad one, no.
That's good.
But I do have the dizzy things, and I do take a little piece of Valium, and it does help. And I've also been having like panic attack things. But
be careful with that.
I got to be careful.
Are you calling Sasha?
Yeah, I'm checking in with people before I take it.
Okay.
Usually, if I can't get a hold of someone and I'm dizzy, I'll just take a piece.
No, you call me.
And I tell him later. You don't always answer your phone.
Okay, I'm just saying, if you can't get a hold of him, I want to be one of the people you call before you take one. And I'll just be like, all right, cool. Because that's the thing that we do in the program.
If it didn't help, if it wasn't prescribed by doctors, like I didn't get mine from a doctor, but they do prescribe it for what I have.
Do you have insurance to go to a doctor?
I have Medi-Cal, so yeah.
I might look into that if I were you, just to actually keep it 100% legit, you know?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not your sponsor, so I digress. You can just work that out with Sasha.
Okay.
Who hopefully we're going to have on the podcast here pretty soon.
I have a question for you guys. Because you said step number 1, right? And you're talking about like you're an addict, so like you just know you're an addict and like you succumb to that, right? And
years of trying and not being able to control it.
Yeah, but like step 1. So my question is to you is like, obviously you guys going into that like heightens your awareness of yourself, right? Because then you guys know how things trigger you or how you see things that like going in like, oh, I'm an addict. I know this is how I think. So you make decisions based because say, I know I'm an addict, so I can't dabble with that stuff. Like you have to succumb to it. My thing is, when do you start trusting yourself again?
Hold on. I wish Randy, dude, could you imagine Randy's answer?
No, it'd be good.
It'd be good. So we can't trust ourselves.
No, we can't. Still.
That's the fucking awareness that we have found, is that we are complete defeats. We're completely. So step 1 is this. Do you want to recite step 1 for
Well,
him?
basically what you got to know even before step 1 is it's a mental illness.
Okay.
So you can't, your mind isn't going to fix it because your mind is the problem.
Okay. And then how does that...
But can you just recite step 1?
No, I can't even think of it right now.
So we admitted we were completely powerless over drugs and alcohol, which means we're powerless over drugs and alcohol. We cannot do drugs and alcohol or any mind-altering substance because we're powerless. And if we do, we will be a slave to the drugs and alcohol. We will not be able to control them. They will control us. We can't do them, right? Mm-hmm. And my life had become unmanageable. So my life is unmanageable. It was unmanageable. And it will always be unmanageable by my warped mind.
And when they say life, that's your inner life in here.
And your outer life. Well, because your outer life depends on your inner life.
Yeah, but some people can, work and make money still, sort of.
Okay, so maybe it looks like they have it together, but really they're not at peace because our minds are at war. So no matter what we get, we're unsatisfied. No matter what happens, we're fault finding. So this is our default. Our mind, because it's been warped, glass in hand, I've warped my mind. Mm-hmm. Because our mind's warped, it's like a piece of wood. It can't get unwarped. Okay, whether that's trauma, years of using. The reason why it's warped isn't really relevant. The point is that it is warped, and I cannot manage my thinking by myself. Left to my own self, will, and ego. Therefore, I need to go outside. And God, honestly, for me, is almost, if you want to just simplify it to the most simple thing, it's just not me. And by asking something else, can you show me the way? Because right now I'm in fear. And I want to talk shit to this person. I'm jealous. I'm angry. Can you just by distancing yourself from yourself and looking down on yourself from like a bird's eye view, just that separation from ego and self, just that by itself, it creates some kind of space where God can come in.
Yeah.
And whatever that God is, it doesn't matter. You don't even have to use that word. It's just a power other than your power. I'm a power, and there's another power. And I need to go to that power. And then, Billy used to always talk about, you kind of feel it in here.
It's not up here. It's not intellectual. It's a heart feeling. It's an experiential thing.
And you just kind of...
Yeah.
Okay, let me just...
Yeah.
okay, it's okay. I'm not really mad at that person. I'm just afraid. You know, help me not be in fear. Can you bring love into this situation? Oh man, like he's just insecure. That's why he's not able to sit and look me in the eye and have a conversation with me. And then I have empathy for this person who you already know who I'm talking about, right?
Switches the script.
That's why I kind of brought him up.
You know,
what I ask for often is, can I just see the truth? Can you show me the truth?
Yeah.
It's so wild to me. It's how linear this is to meditation.
Well, see, Didier is living by the same set of principles we are.
But you guys have...
That's why I love having him on.
You guys have triggered your mind to separate yourself from your mind and to look at a situation which is so linear that meditation, what meditation does is to separate you from ego and self, and you can see yourself. But you guys have found this meditative practice with your sobriety. I find it fascinating, and it's like a tool that not many people have. So not only with like meditation, but being able to have that tool, decision making in life in general, based on impulses and these things, that stressors that come into our life, to be able to pull back from your ego and be like, wait, what is really triggering me at this moment in time is stressing. That's what I was talking to you about before. Having a week that I did now, how would I have approached that week 2 years ago?
That what?
A bad week.
Oh.
When you came in, I said that Didier is handling situations that used to baffle him. Remember, he had a really hard week, and
yeah. But I mean, that's why it's such a trip when I was listening to you, because it's the same exploration, just a little different avenue.
Yeah. And learning to lose is just one cool slogan that helps you get there. And I like it because it's not like based around AA only necessarily, because everyone experiences loss and pain and struggles and, the need for more,
It's a united human experience.
So we're identifying with someone who's not an alcoholic.
Yeah. And even mental illness, you can think of, everyone has it to some degree, right? Like we alcoholism, drug addiction is a mental illness. But I even think that, people have that's one of the hardest things people have at getting sober, is like, can I admit that I am in fact mentally ill? That's not easy.
No, that's a tough.
And I think that people who they don't get it, they don't stay sober, and they don't unable to go deep, because knowing that you're mentally ill gives you the license to go deep.
See, you keep saying like going deep. And like that's why I think I'm really close with Pat, is in how I identify, is because you guys do the fucking work.
Yeah.
And so you're talking about step one, all right? But like after that, the work that you guys fucking do, I don't think it should just be people that go to AA that should do that fucking work. Whether you're an addict, you guys do the work on yourselves to like see what triggers you, to go back in your past, to create community, to be able to talk to each other and create bonds with each other and trust in human beings. That's not just about alcohol. That's a bigger human being scale.
See, he knows. Like, for one, I couldn't make friends for years.
No way.
I stood in the shadows for years and years and years. And community is so important. It's like everything.
Huge one.
It's everything. Yeah.
It's a huge one.
And resentments. Like the cool thing about the 12 steps is that the first 3 steps help you find God, help you give it all up to a power. It helps you, maybe I just need to just be looking for some kind of power, Step 2 is, it's about
came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity.
Came to believe. So we're coming to believe. Like, we don't necessarily need to believe. We just need to start trying to believe. And then step 3 is we just give that up to the power. And then the work starts, because now we're not running the show now. So now it's like, all right, who am I resentful towards? We make a list of all the people that we're mad at. And then we look at our part. And what pattern What kind of behavior are we transmitting that's causing this resentment? It's only about us.
Yeah, you just the other person out of the picture, even if they hurt you badly.
So for example, Aaron, I'm just gonna go right there. I'm resentful at Aaron because of the way he talks to me.
Can I just ask you one question before you go into this? So you're good friends with Aaron. Mm-hmm. You're frenemies with Aaron.
He's good.
Well, me and Aaron are like such good friends. Like we say,
are you frenemies with him, or are you just buddies?
I'm buddies with him.
Okay,
but it's different.
Well, that's because
this guy goes there. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like Pat is like, we'll go there, you know, but Pat will go there on people who are not mutually accepting to go there. Pat will go there.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Me, like I'll like read you, you know, like I'm not, I'll sit there and be like, oh, he's in a bad mood, or he's not as open, or doesn't want to talk about that shit. So if you want to talk about the weather, if that makes you happy in your time, I care about creating a positive interaction, and like that's it. Pat will just go there, even if the person is like not trying, you know what I mean? And I think that is a thing that's tough between him and Aaron, because Aaron is someone that is usually having people be subservient or not be alpha to him, or kind of like, oh, you want to talk about the weather, or I'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. Like, he's usually in those spaces. So when he has Pat's known him for years and just tries to go deep, some people, that's a alpha fight right there.
Kind of an alpha challenge.
But they still like you. Like, they're still friends. It's just he goes deep. The other one doesn't want to go deep.
I don't know if it's deep, because it's almost like an alpha challenge or something.
Okay, so that's what it is. So, and this goes back to high school with me and him. And, you know, he challenged me and I didn't back down. I showed up to his house with my mom, ready to fight him.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
And then it happened again in college. He texted me, "You fucking little faggot," and I showed up at his house, and he came outside, and he was like, "Dude, what are you tripping on?" And I'm like, "You don't fucking talk to me that way, motherfucker." And we were about to fight. It happened again, and he keeps challenging me, and I keep going like, "Dude, what the fuck?" But I'm like, and then I start working with him. We have a working relationship now, and now I have to be subservient because he's paying me. And he's
is he winning the alpha challenge? I think he might.
Yeah.
I guess he is.
Well, I mean, it just depends on how you look at it, because
what describe an alpha to me? If you say an alpha is someone that's wealthy, I don't think that's a decision of alpha.
No, it's a personality type.
No, but he's a fucking always gonna be. He can't.
Well, yeah, I guess it is fine. Yeah.
But when I surrender,
because I don't know.
But when I surrender and I take a breath and I set my company up in a way where I don't need to actually deal with him, Tim can deal with him, and I can just kind of like, you know, we can still maintain a friendship. And then he kind of challenges me once in a while, and it gets weird sometimes, and I'll like get upset with him, and then he'll laugh at me. And it's just, but we love each other. Like, he'll text, he loves me and Veronica, like, literally. I mean, he said, like, we're his favorite people ever, and I love him too. And I understand what he's struggling with, but the reason I brought him up is because I just need to see my part, right? I'm desperate for validation. I'm jealous because he's very successful, and now I have to be, like, you want to know something that goes through my mind? So when Hypercrush first started getting success, I told Aaron, soon you're going to be riding my coattails. And he actually, and I was like kind of joking, but kind of not, because we have this rivalry going. And he got like hot. He was like, "You will never be riding my fucking coattails." And I was like, "All right, motherfucker." Right? So,
and it's still going.
Yeah.
So now, so now,
you think it's still
going?
Though.
No, because now I'm thinking, yo.
Oh, you're catching up.
I'm about to
Maybe this is good. Maybe it's a good incentive.
No. Now I'm about to be
drive.
I'm hopefully about to be someone that he will, you know, because once you become a celebrity of note, he's paying you. Like, he pays Gary Vee to show up to Complex Con.
Have you ever seen the show, The OA?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he's he's like your shadow self.
I don't know, but the point is
Shadow
that
self. I've been reading Jung lately. I forget what the shadow self is. But anyway, let's not
let's
get
talk
off topic.
about
well, no, I know what it is. It's you're carrying a light, and the light is creating a shadow.
Yeah, but they describe the shadow. I can't remember, but I don't want to go back and read again. But anyway,
Yeah, no, that's why we needed Jamie.
go ahead. Yeah,
But no,
that's true.
the point that I'm making is that all that is just bullshit. So who's winning? It's not like when I start thinking,
that's bullshit. But what's happening isn't bullshit. It's real. And that's what's interesting.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And he's like, you go for it. And I could see that with other people, like with Martha. She doesn't want to go for it, I don't think, but you go for it.
Yeah.
And
she's,
and that's part of the thing that pisses people off. Like,
and I'm going to probably,
even the CBD incident, went for it.
I'm going to go for it probably with Astrid.
Well, of course you're gonna until you. I don't ever see you not going for it.
No, but I haven't really ever told her really what time.
I don't
it
think
is.
it's a good idea.
No. But see, you don't know me though, right?
But you don't know her.
I know, but check it out. Here's the thing, Billy. I don't do it.
She might fight you, dude.
But I don't. I don't do it unless I think it's the right time to do it. First of all, which means I have to get her. I have to win her.
Okay,
over.
and
then
just you're giving me anxiety now.
No, but then when I do it, it's with a very strategic, loving. It's in a very. It's not like
she's smart too.
I know, and she knows. She knows what's up. She knows her demons. She knows. She's smart. She knows, and I think what happened was. But you know what? Randy said we cease fighting everything and everyone.
And you just told me the other day when I was starting to take sides. No, we're all friends.
We are. No, but you're misunderstanding me. I'm friends with Aaron. Me and Martha have a great relationship. Like you don't understand. Martha's attributed so much growth. Like I've cried with her in Africa. We've come closer through all this. And my goal isn't to win. My goal is to be honest, and I think that's why he likes me, because I can be honest with him and I can tell him my true feelings. And when he calls me and says what's going on, the answer I give him is unlike any other person that he probably knows. I tell him right away, I'm trying to do this thing and it's hard and I'm struggling. Not like I'm over here crushing it.
But isn't he on board for the reality show and all this stuff?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's another thing though, Billy. It's my perception is off.
Yeah.
And what's my part? My part is that I think maybe I don't know what his intentions are. And I shouldn't be taking things personally. I shouldn't be making assumptions. And maybe he's just fucking with me because he actually has helped me probably more than anyone in the world with Hypercrush and with Ridge Production. And now with this new endeavor. So who the fuck am I? I'm just some jealous.
I think it would be interesting for you to write on this, not just in your head, but write on this topic. Even if you don't know what to write, just start with Aaron. Aaron is this or Aaron is that. Writing something happens from here to here, and it comes out. That's even some sponsorly advice because I'm just curious where it would go because. You don't know until you write it down. And then you might want to write for a few days and it's part of this anyway. Yeah, I would suggest writing about
maybe I'll do that
your relationship
after I talk to him.
That's fascinating.
Because when I get off the phone with him, I'm usually more right now. I'm I'm not.
Yeah, but even right now when you don't feel it, if you start writing, okay. There's magic. There's some magic there.
There's probably a 25 to 30% chance I'll do that. But I'm
gonna bring it up again.
But it might go somewhere.
Yeah, no,
it might like a tree. It might, I don't know. It might stem.
I'm
where
open.
It stems from.
I'm open. The point is that the steps are just a way for us to
25%. That's not very good.
Well, he's being honest with you.
Okay, well that's true.
I don't see him
that's
doing
true.
it. I mean,
are you doing your 9th step
tomorrow?
What's the percentage? I'm just being honest.
Now that you said that, it's gone up a little bit.
Yeah, okay. So I did my A step. Where are we at with that? Oh, we gotta
We got to do it. Let's finish it.
Yeah,
dude,
I'm down.
Fucking 8th step. It's about having the best possible relationship with every human being possible. That is the 8th step. That's what we're talking. I mean, that goes right in line with what we're talking about.
Like a true relationship.
Well, it basically saying the best relationship possible with every human being.
So just real quick,
Possible.
but just real quick,
Possible.
just so I can get you to understand Didier. So 4 and 5 are about like
This is fast.
recognizing your part, right? So we can literally use like one person, but you make a list of like a lot of people, right? It all centered around people. It's all centered around people, and it starts with resentment, and then you see your part, which is the 5th and 6th step. Then you ask God to remove that. So the reason the reason that I'm angry at Aaron is because I'm jealous, I'm insecure, and it's my ego, right? So I ask God, can you please remove this ego and jealousy? And then and then 8 and 9 are making amends to him for what I've done.
Rectifying the relationships
Yeah.
the best you can.
Yeah, like you're actually supposed to like do this with the people. You're supposed to go to the person and make the relationship right.
If possible.
If that means you say sorry for this,
Yeah, I've had phone people call.
yeah, then you do that. So in chapter 8, before you do step 9, which is the amends, they talk about this, what it means, why it's important, and that's what Billy's talking about right now. He's talking about making every relationship in your life as good as it can possibly be.
Which is huge, heavy, big, life-changing. Like, we read it and, oh, yeah, but if you really take in that concept, I mean, there could be real love.
Yeah,
there
it's
could be a real
amazing.
exchange going on with people that maybe right now you like Aaron, maybe,
Like, this is one thing
or
it
my
says,
stepmom, or
yeah, like it says, and there's one thing that kind of I just thought about just to help you understand the kind of stuff that they wrote that we read. It's like self-pity, you know? Like, I could owe Veronica amends just for being depressed and in self-pity all day. Like, poor me.
Yeah.
Like that energy rubs off on her because I'm selfish and it's all about me. And look how sad I am. And like, they write, like, that's like, there are different things you may not have noticed that are toxic to the relationships around you, and they just help you see all those weird, selfish, self-centered motives.
Yeah, well, you skipped over character defects. So 6 and 7 is about finding your character defects, the things that mess up relationships.
Yeah.
And
Well, I didn't.
It's all an inner journey, basically,
Yeah.
as a guide to an inner journey and a way of life. But it has to happen, like you said, now. It can only happen now because there is nothing but now.
That's it.
And that's a weird concept that really, really resonated with me, because it's really bizarre, because it's so easy to go into the future or the past. But this absolute second is all there is. That's all there ever is, and all there ever will be. And this is where it's at. And this is as good as it gets, whether it's painful or ecstasy.
Of course.
This is the ride, the experience. And somehow the awareness and the stepping back, like you were talking about, like it just brings like the meaning of life, like the peace that passes all understanding. It is obtainable. You can choose happiness over negative. You were thinking negativity goes on, and I was relating to you. Self-defeating before you ever get off the couch, right? And I love that you're doing it from a different angle, and that you're motivated to go that far. It's just, for me, it's an anomaly. Like it's for a civilian, like a normal, I don't know if you're normal, but a non-addict alcoholic.
I think it came from the fact of I don't know anything. And like,
yeah, but how did that happen?
It was what started the whole journey for me was I was actually really crazy. What really started this journey was
because that's another thing in it. We don't know anything.
What started this journey was transcendental meditation.
After Limes, so Limes was the catalyst.
Lime
for all
was the catalyst to start thinking of like you. like you said, I would do anything to feel better. So I'll look at alternative health benefits of looking better.
Okay, right before you get into that, so you were very, very sick. Like, what does that look like?
I was paralysis. I had palsy in the face, paralysis of the legs. I couldn't walk. I had epilepsy, and still have epilepsy from it.
Progressively, it went to that point?
Yeah.
So at some point, you really started to go downhill.
And that's why I started coming home to do tests. But what is so wild and what correlates with this talk about meditation is the mental aspect of when I mentally accepted that I had Lyme disease to the physical decline of my body. It was.
Can you repeat that one more time? I'm sorry, there's a lot of noise back there.
Yeah,
I'm having trouble concentrating.
Yeah. So what happened was, it was when I mentally accepted the disease, how much my physical decline happened at the same time. Because before I didn't know. So I would be doing TV, I'd be doing all this stuff. I would feel sick. I'm just tired. I need more coffee. My adrenals are shot. Maybe it's my testosterone. Maybe it's my hormone. All these things. But when I mentally, it was like, no, you have this strain, this strain, this strain, this strain, and you have to go on blood transfusions next week. That mental process of like, oh, I have this disease that has no cure. My physical level fucking just flew downhill. And the symptoms started happening rapidly, and then they started doing the antibiotics, and those started just destroying rapidly with my mental. And that's why I found transcendental meditation, which is
right in the throes of it,
coming out, because I was like, okay, if my brain accepts healing, my body will accept healing. But if my brain never accepts the healing, my body will never accept the healing. So now let's go.
How did you come up with that idea?
My brother did trance meditation a long time ago, but basically I started doing affirmations, almost like prayers I write every morning.
Just because you were desperate and you were trying something?
Fuck, man. I actually started doing affirmation. Nobody knows this. I started doing affirmations in 2011, selfishly to manifest fame.
So this is before all this went down.
Before everything, I would manifest and write manifestations, but the thought process behind this was wealth and success and fame and that stuff. So that thought process was driven. And when I started creating those affirmations, that shit started happening. So I was like, whoa, there's something to this affirmation stuff. So just that way of thinking, even if it was a negative, toxic, selfish way of thinking, that thought process that the mind is so powerful always sat in my back of my head. So when this came on, I'm like, fuck, I'm talking to these people who have Lyme disease, and I'm telling you it's all about mental. I need to be practicing what I preach, instead of saying we're all going to make it. I have to start re-triggering my body.
So you were in like a group with others?
Yeah, I went to a center called Infusio, which was a Lyme center. And I was there in-house for 2 weeks, and there was other patients, and they were doing holistic treatment. And then the holistic started talking about thought process and believe you will heal. And we had psychologists coming in looking at the psychology behind healing and what the mind will do to the body, and start speaking on this level. So that's what brought me to transcendental meditation. If twice a day I could just hit the pause button for 20 minutes, no matter what's happening, and create that tool of separating my body, my mind from the ego for 20 minutes a day. What that triggered was a fucking avalanche. Selfishness, verbally abusive, selfish to my fiance. I was fucking verbally abusive to my fiance. I was self-centered. I didn't care about my mom enough. I didn't care about my dad enough. I didn't give a shit about my girlfriend at all. All I cared about was myself. All this darkness started happening in my meditations.
Well, I'm a little so in your mind, or you were actually
so when I
doing
started
this?
practicing meditation, instead of like just the positive, that time I started practicing meditation. The thought process of starting it was to create positive mindset, right? To go through this.
Yeah.
But what that actually started triggering was a transcendental state of me being able to look at my ego and see all the
so you
dark
were seeing
parts
what
of
you
me
were doing. Okay,
to people.
okay,
and
yeah.
I was actually able to, look who you are.
So you got an awareness.
Instant. And basically I sit there with transcendental meditation twice a day to enjoy that separation in the realm. You guys call it God, I call it Mother Nature, to connect on a spiritual level and let Mother Nature and God guide me in that 20 minutes to go deeper. How can I be a better person that day? How can I be a better person right now? How when Pat said something to me, how did that trigger me, or did it trigger me? And I just look at myself very deeply, and that's just what I do for 40 minutes a day, 20 minutes twice a day. And it's just creating that awareness, and that's why I felt so much of you guys is you guys practice that awareness
Well,
mechanism.
I got to be honest with you. I'm admirable, but we don't do that every day, twice a day for 20 minutes. I bet if we did, we would be different people, and it's part of this. It's the 11th step.
Yeah, I mean, the 11th step is meditation.
Prayer and meditation.
Basically, you need to do this.
So you're so disciplined that you do it every single day.
So yeah, I've never missed a day. I do it twice a day.
What do you mean you've never missed a day since
I started meditation? I've never missed a day of meditation.
And that's just because you're a super disciplined person, or
yeah. And where he was talking to you about that, with my diet, with all this stuff like that. That's the stuff I'm trying to look into. Is where does that driven, almost toxic, addictive personality come from? Just because I put my addiction in staying healthy because I want to look physically fit to look good on TV, or working out so hard because that drive of not failing or wanting never to be fat again was never going to happen, that caused an addictive personality.
Yeah.
The way eating that strict all the time, that's toxic too, man. But that also created a body of discipline in my mind to be able to, okay, maybe I could take this discipline that is 90% toxic, but then meditate and put it into something positive that might change my life.
Didier is saying Didier transformed his mind and body when he lost a bunch of weight, and you're saying that became an addictive personality
toxic
trait, and meditation helped you overcome it.
I'm a little bit confused though, because it had a positive effect. I mean, you got in good shape, your career went well, now you're using it for meditation. I mean, it seems like a powerful force in your life. So toxic because
so basically
it goes too far.
Yeah, like to borderline eating disorder.
Right.
That's an eating disorder.
It's weird. There's a balance, right? There's
somewhere that's like working that hard, steamrolling anyone around me. That's toxic. Some people might be like, "Man, I like that guy. He's a hustler." But I'm also I'm a driven megalomaniac that doesn't care about anyone else, and I'm a human being, and humans don't exist without community.
So am I.
Yeah.
And I fucking ran around like a chicken with his head cut off. I didn't give a fuck. If you were in my way, I was fucking running you over. Yeah. And I told Veronica, you come second. And don't you ever forget that. If you're going to be with me, I'm sorry, you're going to come second. I'm going to be on the road. I'm going to fuck other chicks. I'm going to be successful. If it takes, I'm going to either die or become successful as a musician. I was fucking miserable.
Can I ask you something?
Sorry.
Have you ever thought about, like, I'm curious to, like, why?
Because
what's the hunger?
Billy will answer that question for you.
Why does he want to be so famous?
He's my sponsor.
He needs to be validated. Something about his childhood, his father never gave him what he
That's what I love, because we do the fucking work. So he helps me see my character defects in that fourth step.
I mean, we could always do more.
What do you think about his new energy into TikTok and the high that he gets from it?
like you say, it's borderline. Like it could go, it's good, but there's like a balance somewhere, right?
And that's what the like meditation did to me. It's like I could look at like, okay, is this healthy? Is this addictive? Like, is this good for me?
Well, are you able to eat butter on your fish now, or what?
I can't eat dairy, but like I will. But I will eat. Like I'll have like nachos. I'll make nachos for myself or tacos. But I was still ruthless with my diet because now you add the chronic disease.
Well, now,
into it.
that's I'm trying.
Me and you are like, no, that now it's actually really is poison to us.
Yeah, we suffer. I'll suffer if I don't. Yeah, and
but I have a hard.
I don't have your discipline though. I wonder if I might be even better off if I had your kind of discipline. I mean, physically.
Yeah,
but then
especially your eating. Like this guy, when he eats, I'm pretty sure that like when you eat super clean.
How are you? Oh yeah.
But he has to eat.
Well,
really
I prepare all my own, mostly all my own
Amazing.
food and everything, but not as deep as I could go, And so, I mean, you could always go deeper, but then where does it become
toxic?
Obsessive. Like you're beating yourself up because you ate a piece of a chocolate or something.
Yeah, I think that's that healthy balance of learning to lose. I think you're allowed to. I think there's no this without that. There is no and that's like realistic. I don't see. There's no one's journey of health perfect. There's no perfection. So like to beat yourself over a piece of chocolate or beat yourself over this, you got. For me, I look at what is the type of person this is making me become. Not about the moment that maybe I fell off or maybe that moment I felt dark, but like what is this whole journey of me looking at what kind of person did that make me? How did I come back from that situation? How did that situation make me feel to make me change my perception for the other things? Instead of, no, this is the way it's going to be. And if I fuck up today, I'm a piece of shit and I'll never happen again. It's a more of a accepting the falls, accepting the losses, accepting the dark things in my life.
I just got it. It's a matter of being God-driven and self-driven. Self-driven is punishing. God-driven, it's kind of effortless. It's not so hard to do the good things. You just want to do them.
Yeah.
It's a whole different. It's a shift. It's a shift from. What do they call it? Old character, new character, self-power,
psychic
God
change.
power.
Psychic change.
Psychic change. You're the same person, same place, but suddenly your feet are on new ground. And
this stuff is...
It's that magic I always try to get to.
Yeah, and I love talking about it because it's so hard.
Do you ever get there?
I mean...
Sorry, Pat. Sorry.
No.
I don't know where I go.
Do you ever
how do I know if I'm even how do I know whatever I'm fucking doing is not just some hodgepodge?
Right.
I don't know what I'm doing.
There's always that, right? Yeah, you don't know 100%, but do you get that peace and that weight off your shoulders and you're just like, I'm okay?
Recently.
Yeah, it feels good, huh?
Recently I've come to, like I told him tonight, I'm like, the word of like my thing is relinquish. It's I've removed myself, like to be able to be like Mother Earth that's it, and like I'm enough, and I'm just gonna cruise.
Mother Earth as in
God connection to me, and so that's what it is. That's the main thing, and I'm enough with my bads and the hard things I've gone through my life and the good things I've gone through my life and the work. I'm enough. I don't have to do anything else to find value in myself, because that's all I am, at the end of the day. And like me trying so hard, I'm just going to make myself sick, and I'm just going to ruin my life. And I'm going to look at myself at 50 years old and be like, I wasted my life with blinders on, trying to fulfill this destiny that is all ego made. There is no destiny. You're making that up.
And there's no great achievement either. It's just life. All
that matters is right now.
And and whoever you are, whatever you're doing, it's enough. Exactly. You're living. So
why do I want this to be as big as possible? And why am I chasing this?
You're a sick, crazy motherfucker.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know, because you still have goals. I mean, you still do things, but again, it comes to God power.
Like I am so excited. I'm so charged up. We're getting more followers. The Learning to Lose brand and idea as a way of life is catching on like all around the world. I went live today. I had people in the fucking room in Australia, in London. I mean, bro, it's fucking real. Someone in Amsterdam asking me questions. It's a fucking the Twitch thing, the Twitch live stream. It's called Learning to Lose, and this is a way that we can live stream this. It's a #1 live stream platform. I have this guy Ronnie Radke makes $80,000 a month live streaming. This isn't a fucking joke. Okay, you can live stream. I'm not saying it's all about the money, but I am saying that if we can help enough people and make a living doing it, oh my God, can you believe that? How great, amazing would that be? So I'm so high off of this idea. I've always had this dream, but now it's, oh my God, this is actually possible.
Yeah, I think.
And I'm fucking high. And every time I get a little more, I get a fucking hit, bro. I'm getting hits. I just went in the bathroom. The thing I posted about with me and Veronica has 10,000 views already. The thing of her crying. Did you see the video of Veronica that I was telling you? Okay, I'm sorry. I want to show you this right now because a lot of the people listening are from here, and it's kind of what you guys are talking about with the weight thing. She started crying this morning, and I put the camera on her because I just thought it would really resonate with a lot of women who are struggling with their weight. And she's struggled with her weight her whole life. She's always been a big girl, and she eats better than anyone I know. She works out more than anyone I know, and she goes so hard, and she seems like she's getting bigger. And she just can't. So check it out. So just see if you can just hold it so they can hear what you're watching.
Just want to have what? A healthy relationship with it. And when I'm like not getting results, I start to it's such a mind fuck. It's like
so many other women are going through the same struggle you are.
I just don't get how someone can eat so clean every day and be gaining weight. It's not fair. It sucks. I'm trying not to cry right now. I'm getting bigger every week, and I'm so good. I fucking work out like I don't know anyone who tries as hard as I do.
I don't either. It's really crazy.
It's weird. Like, am I being unhealthy? Am I being obsessive? Or am I being realistic? I have to be realistic. That's why I don't weigh myself. That's why I take photos, because it's how good have you been? I'm sorry.
It's fine. Your brain has like a dysmorphia when it comes to like looking at you. Like,
I mean,
to this from that.
my client has a farm, and she dropped off eggs. Sent me a picture of the guy who made the eggs possible. And
What's his name?
his name is Phyllis Diller.
So you're just good now. You just want to have what?
A healthy relationship with it.
So, you know, I mean, dude, bro, I mean, look, she's never gotten this many comments. She has 1,144 comments, okay? I'm just going to read you some of the comments. The first one is mine with 190 likes.
Mine?
No, I commented,
yeah.
I love you so much.
Yeah,
I don't
saw
care
that.
if you were 500 pounds.
I like that.
And 190 people liked my comment. 10,000 people liked the video. 60,000 people watched the video. These are the comments. Weight isn't everything. Remember, Veronica, muscle weighs more than fat. You look awesome. Don't listen to the scale. You look awesome. 145 people liked that comment. I don't own a scale for that reason. You are doing super awesome. You're not being obsessive. I completely understand. I have the same issue as Pat mentioned. 41 likes. The power of ADHD. So you're just good now. I don't know. I see a huge difference in your shape. Sorry you can't see it, but it's there. I relate to this 1,000%. This deserves props because his response to you is perfect. I feel the same. I can look at chocolate and gain 10 pounds. You're beautiful. She is gaining more muscle. It's okay. I'm literally going through the same thing. It's a struggle for a lot of women. I literally love how open and honest you both are. I appreciate it so much. This is literally me to a T. You're beautiful. This made me cry. This made me feel less crazy about myself. Someone wrote, this made me feel less crazy. Because when people identify with your pain, they're like, oh, I don't know, there's just something. So, I mean, look, those, I just read to you 10. There's over 1,000.
This is a big struggle for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, someone else I know.
But the point I'm making is that I'm fucking high right now.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Just because there's a lot of people watching us right now.
Well, the interesting thing
And
about
getting
it,
help.
this social media thing is so new. I wonder, like, we're talking about community. I wonder is it truly an extended community, or is it some other validating thing?
It truly is. Because women are being helped by this. They're not, you don't just write somebody, oh my God, your videos help me get through my day. When I wake up in the morning, I go to your TikTok and I watch your videos and they get me fucking straight. Because I'm posting morning meditations. I'm talking about my mind. And people are getting something out of it. And they know me by my name and I know some of them by their name. And they know Oleg, they know you, they know Didier. They're starting to understand this community and they're starting to be a part of it. We go live with them and it's pretty fucking incredible.
I think as long as it's inspiring people and us, then it's great, right?
Yeah, no,
inspiration
is great,
it's
and
so important.
As long as it's inspiring you.
Oh my God, I'm waking up earlier.
Diddy got up at 7 today. That's like
unheard of. That's 99.99999% never happened.
And I posted a video. I got up and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll watch a little Last Kingdom. I made my smoothie. Like, oh, let me post a video real quick. And I posted a video about the mushroom thing to Tim because I knew it would fucking pop off. It got 30,000 views before Veronica even woke up. And I'm fucking, what up? I'm fucking charged up, right? And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to promote my fucking YouTube channel. So I walk outside. I'm doing these little walk rants where I walk down the street. That's like this thing I'm starting to do. Yo, I put so much work into I'm just like talking
honest
to them. I'm like, yo, I've put blood, sweat, and tears into my YouTube channel. If you like this channel, check out my YouTube channel because I've spent so much time and I'm just like promoting the YouTube channel. Then Veronica wakes up and she's crying and I'm like, oh my God, this is such a special moment. I start filming her. She says, why can't you just stop filming me? She freaks out. Now I'm in fear about my relationship and oh my God, am I pushing this too far? I'm second guessing myself. What am I doing? And then I put the phone down, but it's still recording the audio. And then we come downstairs and I'm like, I really think this will be helpful. And I'm trying to push her and see if she's willing to be transparent and help others. And then the espresso machine's on. She's getting super vulnerable and honest and the espresso machine's, she finally agrees to like let me film her and the espresso machine's, and I'm like, oh my God, this is like, so I'm really trying to capitalize on this and I'm kind of making myself crazy, but at the same time, it's like, I just feel like, one of these guys, like Joe Rogan or Elon Musk or, these guys that wake up super early and they just get it all day and they're like inspired and like, they have all this energy and it's like, maybe I'm just hitting that time in my life where I'm like, I'm hitting my late 30s and I'm like, I don't have to sleep as much and maybe I'm finally found my purpose and it's like, it's cool, man, but I do need to find some balance in it because it's starting to really, one thing that's really been worrying me is my lack of appetite and my empty stomach.
I think it's crazy as we were talking about this before.
Every day.
It could be it could be like an adrenaline stress thing because you're so hyped and you're like so stoked and your mind is just thinking about, okay, what's the next video, what's this content, what's this, and your body's never just in like, hey, feed me state because your body's in adrenaline state.
But I will say that this is something that was happening before. It's not, you know what I think it might be, and I'm terrified to admit it and I don't want to face this, but I think it could be the nicotine and the caffeine.
Oh, I go off that. Sometimes I don't eat till 5. I'm like, whoa, I didn't eat anything. And then I really start because I have no fuel.
Yeah.
But you don't get the empty stomach feeling.
No. I don't get
like
that
the hungry feeling, you mean?
God, man, how do I explain it? It's like my stomach, it's like this hollowness in the pit of my stomach. It's like hollow. It's like empty. It's like uncomfortable. It's like
That you have to eat.
I know I should eat something so I can feel full. And you know what my therapist was saying? I get up in the middle of the night and I eat, not because I'm hungry, because I want to fill myself up. I want to get full. I want to fill the hole.
Wow.
It's the same thing. Same reason I want validation. Same reason I wanted success, because I thought it would fill me up. I thought it would fix me.
Yeah.
So I wake up in the middle of the night and I just think, I need to like fill myself up. And then I fill myself up and I go back to sleep when I'm all full. And it's like I'm not even really I'm starting to kind of realize it. It's almost like and I posted this. Did you see
I saw it.
Did you see my Billy? Did you see my? Sorry, you can be totally honest with me. Do you hate when I show you this stuff? Sometimes I feel like you do. I don't know why. So I woke up in the middle of the night the other day, right? 4:30 in the morning, and I went down to eat. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make a video about this.
But if you're not hungry, why would you make the effort to go eat?
I am hungry.
Oh.
But like, if I just sat, my therapist said, just sit with it. Think about what you're feeling. And I think if I were to do that, I wouldn't be hungry after 10 to 20 minutes. But so look, this is.
It's me and Rami. Every night. I can't not.
Before you.
It's me and Rami. Every night. I can't not do it. It's 4:30 in the morning.
So that's just to eat.
And the kitchen's calling. Come down here like a fucking zombie. I'm gonna eat. The one problem that I have is the hardest things in the world for me to do is not eat in the middle of the night. He wants to go outside.
That's great.
Honey is so good. Peanut butter, honey. Protein
Oh, and
bar.
you're eating shit
Every
too.
night. It used to be cookies, cereal, and ice cream, but now I'm trying to just do like peanut butter, banana, protein bar, strawberries, an apple with some peanut butter and honey. Veronica's still sleeping. This addiction's between me, God, and this banana. Let's go back
You
upstairs.
made a joke.
Back to sleep.
And you see Veronica sleeping next to me. And it's just like, it was such a real, I mean, the last thing I want to do is film that.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
such an exposing.
How did it change? So I got asked.
No. But the reason that I wanted to share this with you guys is because, dude, the comments I got, because a lot of sober people are following me, right? 90 comments. This is literally me. Nailed it with the music. My husband does the same thing. He's been clean 8 years, November 20th. Amen. I don't know why, but us recovering addicts love to eat. You got to practice step 1 through 3. Good for you for making healthy choices, and good for Veronica being able to sleep through it. My boyfriend does the exact same thing. It used to be cereal and cookies, and now it's peanut butter. You're not alone. 90 comments, all people that identify with this same struggle. And it's good for me to know that like there's something about recovering addicts and eating. And I don't know, my therapist, I don't know, we talk about it, and you know what? That's definitely not good. And it contributes to my sour stomach during the day.
Yeah, because you don't. It goes probably sour when you go back to sleep.
Yeah, it rots.
Yeah, so
But I fill my belly to the point of popping before I go to bed.
Every
but-
night.
Yeah, which isn't good probably.
yeah,
but
but so sometimes I'll do that and I'll even be more hungry in the middle of the night.
That's not.
really,
It's crazy.
Oh.
But I don't know if it's hunger. It's like,
that is interesting. I can't relate. I don't know.
yeah, I know, and it's fine. Not everyone's the same, but like, it's crazy to see that there are a lot of people that can relate. And like, you know, when you're on vacation, do you guys ever get this when you're on vacation and you just all you want to do is eat?
Yeah.
Because you're on vacation, you're free spirit. Everything's all good. You got the weight of the world has left.
Like the
building,
holidays.
and you just I don't know, man.
Well, I
You just-
used to do that, but
So-
not anymore because
I
I
don't
can't.
do that.
I mean, I can't.
Okay, but
I
what
want to.
What I'm saying is that
Tough crowd on this one.
well,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is that there's something similar to waking up in the middle of the night, having just been asleep, and vacation. It's like I just woke up and I'm at ease. My mind hasn't been racing for hours on end. I'm like, and I just want to eat. I don't know.
That's chill. I was gonna ask, did filming it cause a different connection with you? Did it like maybe put a microscope on while because you're doing it while you're filming?
I know. That's.
Were you ever like, why am I doing? Because you're talking about I do this.
Yeah.
Did it make because before you don't film it, so you wake up at ease and you're grubbing on your own and you go back to bed, but now you filmed it. So this whole time, did you get the same satisfaction, or were you like focusing on filming it and didn't get the satisfaction of the food?
It was probably a little bit less. And I was like,
See, I think there's a lack of communication because he's using the word satisfy. So does it satisfy you when you do that?
Oh,
totally.
yes.
Okay.
It's like a drug.
Okay.
Right? So it's basically...
Well, now I understand. It feels fucking good.
Oh my God, it's the best thing ever, bro. I'm literally like this. I put the fucking honey on the protein bar. And I just get a little bit of the peanut butter, and my eyes are like this.
Well, then it makes all the sense in the world.
I'm like this. I'm just like, this is so good right now. And it used to be like cereal and like desserts,
cold milk.
So Sarah, my trainer,
so peanut butter and fruit's way better.
My second wife, Sarah, my trainer, she said, look, if you're doing peanut butter and banana and cut out the jelly. I was just eating peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter, jelly, banana. Honey, peanut butter, jelly, banana. Cereal, Cheerios, peanut butter, jelly. Like just fucking just like heaven. I was in heaven. I'm in heaven. And then I go back to sleep and I'm full. It's like, that saying comfort food?
I can't sleep when I'm not, if I don't have a full stomach.
Yeah, I'm a sick fuck.
Really?
That's why I fill up. But I also never gain weight. They used to call me the garbage disposal because I love eating, but I could just eat all day and never gain weight or anything.
Different cut. Because you just done that forever.
This is a really...
I think I just have that kind of metabolism.
So
my dad was a bodybuilder, and he said if he ate too much, he would start to lose muscle mass. And he'd have to not overeat.
Oh, wow.
So I think I have whatever that weird metabolism is.
So here's what I want to do. I want to hold on to this, right?
To what?
When you're high...
Well, can I ask you, how do you say your name properly?
Didier.
Just Didier.
Yeah.
Here,
okay.
Show him the video.
Just did a video.
Show him the video. You need to be a part of this. Okay, you need to be starting to make your own videos.
Yeah, you just hold my hand for 5 minutes.
Well, you got to get your credit card shit right.
Well, yeah. So I don't even know if it's credit card anymore. I don't know what's wrong.
So we're
with
gonna
it.
do.
Maybe you can
do
help
you have your card on you?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do that when we get off the phone.
Yeah. So this is something I always get asked. My name is Didier, spelled Didier. It's pronounced Didier, as in almost for Americans, the letters DDA. My mom is French, and my dad's French Moroccan, and in Morocco they obviously speak French, and so my mom wanted.
That music is fire. You made that music?
Give me the most French name, so she named me Didier.
You hear it?
And it's a unique name. There's a few other people I know with the same name, but my mom just wanted to throw me that one.
Can you please play that song? Or any song right now?
Yeah, I could play that
I want to hear it. I want Billy to hear your music.
I could play Cat.
So I just want to say something real quick. I think this is a really special trio.
Same.
I think this is probably one of the most magical podcasts we've had. I think that you guys are making a really cool connection. I love it.
Same.
I'm really into it.
I've enjoyed it so much.
I think it's great. I think we can just keep going
Same
deeper.
thing happened again, though. Right when we were getting deep and you went somewhere, it got so noisy back there. I couldn't even focus.
We were going so hard.
And he was going into
that was so hard.
He was hitting some stuff, and I'm
hit it.
gosh damn it.
But wait, we'll go back there. Did you listen?
I don't know if we will. It just happens.
We will. But I mean, look, we will. We can and we will. And the point I'm trying to make is that this will happen again. Like we're gonna keep going deeper.
Yeah, those moments are gold though, because it feels like you're touching God almost. Like you're getting to the source or something, right?
Yeah.
I want to go back there, and we will go back there. But did you listen to the Hillary podcast?
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it.
Did you think that
it was a little distracting, but not as bad? Like it wasn't as bad as it sounded actually being here.
we went there?
It was good. I think it'll help a lot of ladies too. Yeah.
Actually, Kaya, my editor, love you, Kaya. She listens to all these podcasts.
Well, the whole thing was it's not what you're not what you've done.
Did you see the post she made? Kaya made that post.
Yeah.
She said, "Hurt people hurt people."
Yeah.
That Kaya made that. So this is a 22-year-old.
We haven't. Oh, sorry.
This is a 22-year-old girl. She listens to all the podcasts. She told me this was her favorite one.
Really?
So there's a little bit of that.
Good.
So yeah, I appreciate what you're saying, and I want you to.
Well, it just sometimes gets really.
And that's okay.
That's just how it is, right?
Yeah, I think. But you want to know what's funny though?
It always seems to happen at that time when you're really getting there, though. Just like you said when you were doing in the espresso machine.
Yes. Okay,
right?
but there's something that's like my brand. That's that's what makes it attractive, I think, because it's not just like
the little chaotic.
We're gonna go there. It's like, whoa, we're going there, but like this shit is they're going there, and I'm like entertained while they're going there, right?
Or maybe it forces you to focus because you're like, okay,
Midnight Gospel,
and that's life, bro. Like people think that life is like, oh, let's plan the shoot, and we're gonna direct this perfect, and it's like as soon as you get to the set. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong and does go wrong. And like, can you fucking keep that focus through it? And I think we can. And I want to go back to where you guys were.
We're past that, but we had some new questions. I just wanted to ask you, okay, what do you think about Pat's new fame and adrenaline mania? Honestly, like,
I mean, it's
good, bad, crazy, balance.
I think it's a fine line with that one. I think the platform that he's trying to do it on right now is healthy. I think conversations with you, these types of conversations, reality message based to connect with people and heal people that I find that very positive. And if you could do that on a massive scale, that's great. But the only fine line is it's like the expectation for wanting to be astronomical rocket, where he's already making a change in people's lives. And if like that stays in this level or it goes higher, like will the self gratification stay in the same heart? Or like if it stays at only 100,000 and then just starts to plateau with that 100,000, is that enough? Or will it start having a negative connection
to him? Do you think right now he looks healthy and seems to be?
I think he's charged by the following. I think I saw the same thing that happened with the Sheck West video. You know, but I could just say I'm not saying how charged he is healthy or not healthy, but I think what he's doing is positive, right? It's not. I don't think the Sheck West thing was positive at all. I think it was strictly based on fame.
Well, that and kind of getting back at him for
but the getting back at it wasn't the thing. The thing was that people started fucking talking about it.
Yeah, it went crazy.
It started talking about him.
Yeah, I think it was positive though because it gave the little guy a voice.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
It said, listen, just because you're a huge rap star. Doesn't mean you can take advantage of the artist.
True.
And I stood up. It was a David and Goliath thing. The little guy who was paid to do the video said, no.
Yeah.
You're not going to just fucking shit on me. Fuck you. And we fucking blew up overnight. And look, when something is true and comes from a place of authenticity, people they look and they go, whoa.
Is that why it blew up, or did it blow up because he's a big guy? He's famous.
It blew up because
David and Goliath, or the famous person?
all of it.
All of it.
If he wasn't famous, nobody would have gave a fuck.
Yeah.
But the point was, right now, our world it revolves around how many followers do you have, and how much can you get from people because you have them.
I don't think that's the reason the world.
How much can you
around.
get?
Well,
the world doesn't.
Hold on. Pop culture. Let me rephrase that.
Okay.
90% of aspiring videographers.
Agreed.
And pop culture.
Agreed.
It's all about leverage, and the more followers you have, the more leverage you have, and it's just not right because they take advantage of you unless they're like real fucking G's. That's the difference. Like, I've worked with some real G's, and they're like, "Thank you, man." Because they get it, because they've been through some shit. But this guy Sheck is a young 21-year-old kid with a big fucking ego, and life's teaching him a lesson right now because he's completely irrelevant. He had one big fucking hit, and now he's going to have to learn to lose. And we made it to his Wikipedia page. And he's going to be known forever as that artist who shit on his production company. That's how big this thing got. I don't know if you understand. On his Wikipedia page, it says Ridge Production shit on him. I mean, it doesn't say like that, but it says he didn't pay his production company and they put out a parody video and it fucking blew up overnight. Every single big blog, Rap Genius, High Snobiety, Pop Rock, Up Rocks, Nessie Q, TMZ, I woke up to emails from all of them. And I interviewed, I was
so
a fucking
wild. I forgot that.
Bro,
Yeah.
I woke up and I was fucking famous. I had my 2 seconds of fame. And that's the thing about nowadays is it doesn't last. People think they get one viral video and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to be famous." And then it just goes away because there's just so much. And that's just the reality of how hard, like the lessons I've learned and how hard it is to do what someone like Joe Rogan did. Like, I don't think people understand. It's hard, man. And I've been at it for a minute now. And some people know me from Hypercrush. Some people know me from Sheck West. Some people know me from both. And now some people know me from this Learning to Lose thing. And this Learning to Lose thing is really the truth. This is the real thing. This is the realest, truest thing that I've ever been a part of. And I have someone who I want to be a part of it with me. Okay. Without him, I wouldn't have even come to I wouldn't even have become without you too. And even Gus. And Gus wants to open the Sober Living. Did I tell you about this? I dream big. And I think you're right. He's right on the money. I cannot have expectations. And I'm already having them. I need to accept what is right now, be happy with it, and be okay if it never grows from here on out. Because I think what we're doing right now is really fun. Same. And it's really fulfilling.
Yeah, and I mean, you're going to have to practice the same principles we always practice.
And that's why I need you guys in my life.
Yeah.
Because when you called me today, I just kind of like remembered.
And it was great for me because I was stressing about just stressing, right now. I don't know with the COVID thing, the money's not coming in. I haven't paid rent in 2 months.
What do you need? What do you need to like bail you out right now? If you had like someone that was like, you need a little bit of a loan.
Oh, like a sugar daddy?
Yeah, like how much money?
Sugar mama?
How much money would you need right now to be okay?
Like really okay? Well, see, the thing is, I have dreams too.
Not really okay. Let's just boil it down to.
You mean like to pay the back rent?
You're stressed about some stuff. What is it? How much do you need?
I don't know, 10,000.
Whoa.
Is that a lot?
Well, yeah, it's more than
depends who you're asking.
Well, I support 3 people too,
Yeah.
And so,
but are you worried about this month's rent?
I'm not going to pay it. The government.
You're not. He's not.
Okay, here comes the issue. 80% of the world pays rent. There's not a lot of people who have mortgages.
Yeah.
They're fortunate, and those people have more means. So they have family maybe, or they have some other income, or they have a nest egg. The rent payers are month to month. Shit goes down, you lose your job.
Of course.
And that's happening everywhere right now. So it's not just me.
California exempt that.
So there's going to have to be some shit's going to have to happen, or you're going to have all these people that...
And you know what's going to be cool is you're going to get your relief check.
I got that, but thank you, government.
$1,200.
What about unemployment?
I'm working on it. Loans, all the stuff. Yeah,
You're working on the loans. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, because you could probably get a loan. So what'll end up?
Still, you have to pay back a loan.
You have to pay back all of it. You have to pay back that rent.
No, my dad doesn't have to pay it back.
Well, they might
pay back rent.
They might. They might do something, because how are people who have no money going to pay back rent and they're just struggling to pay the regular rent?
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's so hard,
and it's such a large part of the population. Something's going to
it's
have to happen.
15% unemployment rate.
So, can I ask you
anything?
Really?
Yeah.
So, are you living off of like residuals, or what's your income?
That's you told me.
You said you were
invested in cannabis,
and it's doing well.
Yeah, it's an essential business.
So you're a partial owner of
a partial owner of a brand and a distribution network.
And
so
your
I
dad,
do wholesaling.
Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Your dad, I don't know what's up with this whole dad thing, because I got a dad too.
You know what? We should ask you a little bit about that too, because what turned you into the person?
So if you
it's got to come from your childhood. Right?
So yeah, let's really go there.
Dad.
Do we have time? What time is it? I mean, are we good to keep going?
It's almost midnight.
Are you good to keep going?
I'm always good.
So here's the thing: is it's all about my dad.
It's all about mine.
And I'm so grateful that he cares and he loves me and he believes in me and he supports me. And without that, I'd be nothing.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, same.
But I need to be my own man. And I'm still, I don't know though, man, because it's starting to happen, you know, and without his support, I've tried some things, I've failed, he's bailed me out, and it's just so great. I want to go there with you because I think there could be some relief in that, because I do think you're like me in that I kind of omit that part.
My dad?
I do.
Oh.
I don't really talk about like the truth, which is that, he's helped me.
Yeah, my dad's helped me through
financially.
Like I would never have been able to make it through 6 years in Australia if it wasn't for my fucking dad.
Yeah, okay. So
he's your fucking like my dad my dad helped me so fucking much.
And then you became,
because my dad, the crazy thing about my dad is he let me eat shit so hard, but he would never let me quit to fail.
Yeah, but and our dads taught us something about not quitting and being driven.
Because I mean, your dad grinded, my dad grinded, and like what's crazy, I see so much parallels is like their life is like that work. You know what I mean? Like they put in nonstop hours. My dad still works to the fucking bone.
Wow.
And it's like when he sees me, it's like he doesn't know any other way except for work.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing.
My dad called. My dad texted me yesterday at like 8 a.m, and I responded. And he was like, "What are you doing awake?" And he called me. He was so happy. And today I texted him at 7. I said, "I can't believe I'm awake. I'm fucking working." And then he called me at 4, and I was like, we got this job coming up, and I just want to make him happy. I just want his approval so bad.
Yeah, there's no way. I've talked about this all the time. There's no way I would ever be able to be in the position where I am without my dad.
Yeah, okay.
Even though my relationship with my dad was strained for so long, for that there was no way I'd be able to be where I am now.
Your relationship with your dad was strained for what?
Growing up my whole life. Strained. I was never the one.
Oh, your brother was?
Yeah, my brother was the one.
Wow.
I was the fucking overweight troublemaker whose dad never thought he was good enough, and that was that.
And you're
that was the narrative I created, and it stuck till I was 35.
And now
But it's not real?
It's not real.
And now his spoiled brother is
now my brother,
bad alcoholic.
Yeah.
Bad alcoholic who's living in 1930.
40s.
He's like literally thinks it's 1940 and he's a writer.
Jack Kerouac.
What do you mean literally, like mentally ill literally, or he's just living that life?
Yeah.
I mean, like, not like he wears tweed and like drinks like whiskey.
Yeah. He suffers from mental illness and he's an alcoholic. Like, I guess so both. I guess. Yeah. But you said one and the same.
You know those like old crime noir films where the guy
like L.A. Confidential,
like where they drink and they wear like suits and they're like.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how cute Rami is. You know, when I look at these dogs, I just
I missed what. So sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
You had a strained relationship with your dad,
with my
but
father,
you learned your values or something.
I learned I think that you asked me about my drive thing.
Yeah.
It's from my dad.
So
my dad was a refugee from Morocco and started from the bricks and would never stop, no matter how toxic it was, no matter how bad it destroyed our family or destroyed his mental health. He never stopped working and grinding.
And did he make money?
He built an empire.
Well, what sort of empire?
Medical. He owned personal cancer research centers all through Arizona and the United States, and sold them. And then
is he still going?
No, now he's just chilling, and he's one of the investors in cannabis stuff.
Oh, so you're investing together with him?
Mm-hmm. And it's so crazy to me invest something of money that I got working with him versus my relationship with him for the first 30 years of my life.
That's so cool.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And it goes back to the validation thing. When I stopped needing my dad's validation is when our relationship was really there to heal.
Is that after?
Where I could be my own man.
Is that after?
That's exactly my thing. I need to be my own
man.
I need to stop calling him and proving to him that I'm good enough, and he doesn't know how to give me the validation I need, and it's just.
But did that happen after the limes too?
No, that stuff kind of started happening when I was 26, when I started doing TV and stuff like that, and I didn't really need his validation. I knew what I was doing in my life, and I didn't have to show him and prove to him, But then that when the lime thing happened, that made me reevaluate all my relationships in my life.
Right.
And the thing with my dad is I'm able to speak about it. I'm able to talk with Pat or you about it and know how that shaped my life, which is a vulnerability I think I need to have the type of relationship I have with my dad.
Yeah.
So when I have conversations with him and he's screaming, or I tell him about something and he's not happy about it, that's what it is. I don't have to look for the validation. He shows it in his own way. The validation is what I have in myself. That's all that really fucking matters at the end. All that really matters at the end of the day is that I can look in the mirror and know I tried. I was me. And I did, and I wasn't false or fake or lying.
Right, you did the best you could.
That's the real look in the mirror. If I'm exactly who I am and all I can be, and I did the best I can, what the fuck else am I supposed to do?
So important, because we're all at different levels.
That's it.
And for me, it's baby steps.
Exactly.
I
don't see someone's win for doing this versus someone's win at a higher level. They're no different to me.
Right, because you're where your
life
at.
is where they're at, and then going back to remember that Aaron, we're talking about the Aaron thing, and we're talking about the alpha, and is that based off, are we basing alpha off money and wealth, or are we basing alpha on where we are spiritually with ourselves and our life?
Well, here's the thing. So alpha, and I used to get this confused, alpha is not necessarily better Like everyone wants to be the alpha.
Yeah, that's not better.
It's not better. It's just a personality type.
Yeah.
In fact, it might kind of suck.
I think alpha's toxic.
Yeah. Well, it could be nurturing too. Like I use the analogy of the Indian chief. Like there's the tribe and there's the chief.
True,
He's the alpha. They go to him.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be toxic. Like we think of it as toxic, but.
Do you find it's hard for an alpha person to find vulnerability and humility? Because they always have to be the alpha, and they find weakness and humility.
I do. Yeah.
I think that's what's special right now.
I do, because there's like something going on there. Yeah.
So that's what's special about what I'm doing right now is I'm most people that act and look like me don't have that ability. And I have that ability.
And I think of Astrid too, because she's a full alpha. Like,
but she doesn't talk the way I talk about.
Well,
or maybe she'll
get there. She'll get there.
You know,
she gets there too. Yeah. I mean, but I think it's hard.
I'm going there.
Would she do this show?
I wish.
You don't think she would do the podcast?
I think she. You know what? I'm gonna ask her.
I have no idea at this point, but she really tore us new assholes. Like
I bet. I saw it.
Yo,
I was in the mix.
What if
of
I
that.
paid her? Like $1,000.
She would do it.
I don't know. I mean, she might just do it at this point.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
I mean,
she says she's totally over all of it.
Should you ask her or am I going to ask her?
Hi.
Billy, what the fuck, bro?
Oh.
Start a group chat right now. Me, you, Astrid. Say, yo, we're doing the podcast. Can you come do it?
I'm a little strained because of Angela Astrid relation. Let me get back to you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that.
I think it would be good.
Astrid's amazing. I literally has probably saved my life. So, I mean...
Is it a weird position?
It is weird because, like I told him, I don't want to go too into this again, but there's some confidentiality there and I don't know. I just...
So you'll never...
I'm scared. I'm scared.
So you'll never tell me what she has on you?
No.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't have it on me.
Yeah, but
it probably doesn't matter as much as I think it does.
Well, would you tell your sponsor?
Yeah. Yeah.
So here's the thing about Randy and Astrid and me and Troy and we're sicker than most. So for us to stay sober, it requires more work. Therefore, we get more wisdom and a more profound message to carry. But we're also more fucked up. So 9 times out of 10, the people that have the most to offer are the most fucked up.
This is a hypothesis.
Okay, but it's true for Steve Jobs. It's true for Walt Disney. It's true for Kanye West. It's true for Howard Stern. It's just true for Glenn Danzig. I just put him in the list. I just put Glenn Danzig in that list.
He's up there.
So I mean,
he's up there on my list.
I haven't seen it yet in Joe Rogan, and I think that's part of the reason I love him so much, because I feel like he's been able to do something, and it's been a slower, longer, harder. It's like, look, there's more Darth Vaders, there's more Stormtroopers than there are Jedi.
Yeah.
That's why I love the Star Wars analogy, because like it is possible. And I'm hopefully a Jedi. I want to see myself as a Jedi because I do have that love, and I will not
Jedi training.
No, but what I'm saying is that there are very, very powerful individuals being driven by the dark side. And their message is that's why they say that's why they say in AA it's principles before personalities, because Robert Downey Jr. will carry a message And then he might go home and beat the shit out of his wife. But he still carried that message. And a lot of people were helped. So we don't know what Astrid and Randy or what, we don't know what they're doing. I mean, you know, Astrid doesn't even, you know, she can't be in a relationship with another person. That's sad to me.
What? I have a question. Why do you think?
What do you?
Well, I've seen miracles in her life. Like, she's hanging out with her mom right now.
Yeah.
Her mom was the very last horrible thing in her life that she could not get over and fix.
What? I told her.
And that miracle happened, and it's a miracle.
And I saw it. I saw it on her Facebook.
So
I saw her mom on her Facebook, and I told her at the sushi place, I said, that was amazing. I saw your mom.
Well, it is because...
But I had no idea that there was a history there.
There's hours. I listened to hours of her so upset that, you know, and I don't...
And so
it's God. It's the God change.
That's
so,
what, yeah.
I think maybe she just doesn't want to deal with relationships. So, I mean, you got to realize where she's coming from. I'm sorry, Astrid, we're talking about you, but she was a hooker.
Yeah,
she was, you know...
Well, she talks about this in her shares.
Yeah, so it's no secret, but...
I've sent her share to more women... than anyone else.
Weird word, but
what?
Sorry,
what's a weird word?
I just feel a little weird talking about her, but
no, I told her
she pulled tricks for years on the streets.
I texted her. I said,
so maybe she's just not interested in a sexual, intimate relationship because she's just.
Yeah, it's a different. I don't, like I said, man. I don't know anything. I don't know what she's gone through.
It's profound.
I don't know. I don't know the shoes or like what nights that like she's gone through.
How did we even start talking about?
We were talking about because he says
alpha. We started with
alpha, and I said you brought her up, and I said would she be on the show because I think you guys have a lot to work through. But I was saying, what do you think about keep holding secrets? Weighs so heavy on us.
Well, we in AA have to tell our secrets to somebody.
Yeah.
We get to choose, but we have to let them out.
Right? That's why I'm saying, like, what's that thing inside us that, like, holding secrets is, like, weighs?
Yeah.
Is it, like, shame?
Shame. I think so, yeah.
And we have to throw that shit away.
Yeah.
Like, I experimented.
Shame is toxic.
Here, you want to hear me do some shit right now?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm afraid. What are you going to say?
I'm just going to expose some shit that I'm shameful about on a public platform. And it's not a big deal because, like, everyone has it.
Yeah.
Like, I've, like... experimented sexually with boys when I was a young kid and my brother. And
well, your brother's not going to like that you just said that.
No, like all the way.
Grace.
Like we were in the tub and we would like perform oral on each other when we were little boys.
Yeah, but how's your brother going to react to this is what I'm saying.
Well, he'll never... we're little boys. I mean, I don't know.
Do you think that shaped...
And I did it with Jeff Ramuno, and I did it with Jeremy. We were on the bus, and we would. I was on the bus in 3rd grade after my legs were in a fucking body cast, and I was experimenting sexually. I did it with Darren Iskowitz. It was a thing I did. I didn't really know we were supposed to. Girls were scary to me, and we would touch each other, and we would put our hands down each other's pants, and we would cover it up with our. We were on the bus with a bus full of kids, and we were like playing with each other. There it is.
Well, that takes some balls to say that.
Yeah, because
I appreciate that.
But you know what? It's like, there it is. There's my secret. I don't want any skeletons in my closet, and you know what? Like I was a kid, and like it's all good. Like. Yeah. In the Greek days, like men would just.
You were 3rd grade. Yeah, it was. I don't think
you know
sexuality is
what? And there's nothing
it's
wrong.
Probably not that uncommon, really.
Yeah,
and you know,
I don't think so.
And you know what else? There's nothing wrong with being gay.
I don't think so either.
And you want to know what else? I sent my first nude photo. I sold my first nude photo ever to a man the other day. That's what I did.
You sold it?
Yeah.
For how much?
$10.
I mean, this stuff doesn't bother me.
That doesn't bother me
But
at all.
let me ask you this. What
Yeah,
if
it
you
doesn't
killed
bother
somebody
me.
and you could go to prison and that was your secret? So some secrets are, you know what I mean? The weight of some secrets are...
Yeah, for sure.
Or what if you did some espionage bullshit?
Yeah, I hear you. For sure.
No,
It's just saying,
guy.
but see that.
So hold on, check this out though.
But
So
that's
I
great,
get
Pat.
I get a message, yo. So I'm sending out, text, or I'm sending out on this new website or on this OnlyFans website. It's a $10 a month subscription. It's called OnlyFans, and if you search for Patrick and Veronica, you can get access to exclusive content where we talk about open marriage and our relationship, and we show intimate parts of our life that you wouldn't otherwise be able to see. And we ask questions, and we'll send you answers through video. And if you want to see something specific, we'll cater to you. And I got a message. I said, don't be afraid to ask for something if you want to see it or if you have a question. And I get a message. How about that schlong? And I got kind of turned on a little bit, and I'm like, all right, cool. Like, here you go. I sent him a picture that I had in my phone. Yeah. And then he says, well, I didn't even know it was a guy. I'm thinking it's a girl, and I'm kind of aroused, right? And then he goes, by the way, I'm a guy. I hope that doesn't bother you. Yeah. And I was like, no, it's cool. And then he requested that I, play with myself a little bit. So I filmed that and I sent it to him. And and I said I would love a tip, and he gave me $10.
This part is interesting. I'm wondering how far this is going to go, if it's a slippery slope or if it's a moneymaker or if it's a good thing or a bad thing. But it's going to be an interesting experiment.
So here's my thing is I don't see nudity and sexuality as a sin or a bad thing. I think it's natural, and I think that if you're, we have a house.
I agree with you. But request, like how much of a request, how much money's involved, how far will you, that's in.
Well, right now,
let's just see what happens.
Well, right now we're definitely not.
And how will it affect the brand as a whole is another thing that went through my mind. Like, okay, say you do have sober living and you have this brand that people respect and you're helping people, but then wait a minute, they're doing fucking pornos too and getting paid for it. Could it tarnish?
But we're not.
Right.
We're not doing that.
Not right now, no.
And Veronica doesn't want to do that.
I have a question.
Like we're sending and Veronica's only wants to send like high class, lingerie stuff. Like this is one thing you don't know about the internet and what's happening right now. You used to date a woman who bought a mansion from this website that we're on, right? So they're very respectable.
I don't understand. What do you mean a mansion from this website?
She made a lot of money.
Oh, because she was on this website. Oh, she made money.
This is a very classy, high-end website that trainers are on, and they sell their videos. They sell, you have a monthly subscription to whatever trainers, ballerinas, workout people, psychologists. Like it's a way for independent businesses to get paid. Mm-hmm. And offer exclusive content and one-on-ones, and it's a respectable thing. And if a middle-aged single mother is attracted to us and wants us to send her, some sexy photos or whatever, and that will make her happy and turn her on, then I
think it's incredible.
Cool, why not?
I mean, he's with his wife, and they're open to doing it. My only thing is this: what's going on with that video?
Which video
that you sent that guy?
What do you mean?
He saved it.
Oh, so that's the thing about this website is you can't. There's embedded shit in there. You can't.
They can't do screen. Have you tried? Have you screen videos?
Apparently, you can't.
Okay.
And you can't even.
Well, that
see
makes
it.
a difference.
Yeah, that's a huge difference.
No,
right?
it's very.
I was just thinking that could get out there to anyone.
It's very exclusive. It's very protected, and you have to enter all your information to get an account. And it's this very professional thing. And like, you know, there's some people with millions and millions of followers, models, professional, high class models that have these pages. Thousands of them, like respected models, not like porn stars, like Hannah or what's her name, Kristen Hancher. You know who this is?
I got a question.
So Kristen Hancher is a young. I think she's barely 21, and she has one, and she's a fucking millionaire.
What were you gonna ask?
I just want to ask this, and this is about somebody that you know and Veronica knows, and you were a model. So there's this girl, and she's an Instagram model, I guess. That's all I know her as. And, you know, she's a cute young girl, but every day they just post sexy pictures, sexy pictures, sexy pictures, sexy pictures. And I think, well, that's nice, but what else?
What do you want to see?
Well,
I'm
just wondering, like that.
He's asking, who are you?
Like,
how
long will that last?
And I agree. I agree.
And
on that.
why is that so compelling? Like, doesn't that get boring?
Here's the thing, though. I don't think it really is, and I think that shit. Those women, while they might have a lot of followers, I think very few of them are able to monetize that.
And
that's the truth about it. Just because.
And then here's the other thing: there's so many beautiful girls on there. I mean, how? I don't know. It's just an interesting thing.
I might have just let it go. I think I might have just let it all hang out a little too much there.
Why? I don't think so.
I just, you know how like
did you
people,
fuck up?
well, you know how like you hear about people.
Are you going to bleep this out?
Well, I can't. It goes against everything I stand for. But like, you know how people
you bleep names out.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about some of the shit I said. But like, you know how people like
which shit though? Because you said some shit. I'm wondering which shit's bothering you, because I know what I would be bothered about, but I'm not sure.
Well, just, you know, you hear about people getting famous, and then you know that someone digs up something.
Oh
They did.
Well, they don't have to dig very far on you, Pat. I mean,
but here's what I was gonna say to you. You said like him doing the OnlyFans with his wife, and like then you're thinking about the brand that he's trying to build, right?
Yeah,
that is the brand.
Yeah.
This is an all-encompassing situation here. Free.
No, but I don't.
I hope so, because that would be nice. That would be nice.
But I don't want it to be like a porn thing.
Yeah.
I don't want that to be the brand, and neither does Veronica. And Veronica is a very classy, calculated.
I understand. I was just going to the far end there. Like, what?
Well, but I also like want to respect. Like, I really do want Billy to be a part of this, or at least the podcast, or to whatever.
I want to. I'm into it.
To whatever capacity, and one of the reasons I want him to be a part of it is because I want him to be able to say, I don't know, this feels like a little off-brand, because I don't know. I'm wild.
Yeah.
And this is becoming something that should have integrity.
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
Because you're helping people. That's the base of this,
and
right?
I love that you're bringing that up. It is. And I love that you're bringing that up. And that's another big reason why I asked you to sponsor me. And that's another big reason why I asked you to be my co-host, because like you can help me be grounded, and you can help. It's one of the reasons I have Tim as a partner, because I need one, I like doing things with my friends. And then two, sometimes I need to get put in check a little bit, you know, and I have enough humility to like admit that.
You have a lot. Yeah. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like that's what I think we don't do.
It's important.
We always think we can do it all, and like if you don't follow my values and how I see life, then you can go fuck yourself.
That's how I was in my marriage, and
that's the ego.
It's the ego, but you don't. As you're doing it, here's the problem: you don't see it. You don't see it until you get the awareness, right?
I still have that.
That's why we have to meditate every day.
Like speaking with people.
I noticed it with Oleg earlier when you were talking about Malibu. You were talking to Oleg, and you're like, dude, Malibu's like you don't understand. Like, you think, it was just the way you were saying it was like condescending. Do you remember that? Did you remember?
We were talking about why he's going to Florida.
Yeah.
For swimming. I said, why don't you just swim in the beach?
Yeah, and then he said,
no, I know what you're saying, but I think you might have misinterpreted. Like,
Oh, were you there?
I heard it, yeah.
Oh, really?
It could sound like what I think you're coming from, but I don't know that he was intending to.
No, he wasn't.
Oh.
But that's what I'm saying. He doesn't even know. And I know he's in this relationship right now with a really special woman who though that's going to be a trigger for her, I think. If and when you start talking that way to her, you have to be aware of that, because
I think I already have.
Yeah, you know. And you were just, the only reason I brought it up is because you're saying it, you're talking about it, and you're open to hearing it.
Of
and
course.
as a friend,
I always want to hear that.
and I don't know if you can remember how you were saying that thing about Malibu and walking out your door and seeing syringes. You were just telling Oleg, like, it's not.
Oh, that was, it's crazy. I remember saying that.
Oleg!
And I remember when I was saying it, the angst I had towards like where I live.
Yeah. But it
I
came.
didn't
Can
mean
you
to be
elaborate? Because I'm not
condescending.
sure that we're thinking the same
Can
thing.
I ask you a question real quick? But it came off as like, I know, you don't.
Got you.
And you
Gotcha.
do that to me sometimes, where you'll be like, it's like, God, it's so hard to explain. Do you think maybe you can elaborate on that a little bit? Well,
I don't know what
Well,
you're
can you
explaining.
elaborate? Because
Yeah.
I'm not quite
Okay, so
sure.
Oleg,
I think
Is it
I know what he's saying a
condescending, or is
little
it
bit.
superiority? What are you getting at?
Yeah. It's like when I was still saying that when I was just
Here, can you
saying
sit?
when you brought that up, I was always
quick,
thinking
please.
like I still have that sometimes, because like I'll like listen to someone's value, or I'll listen to someone's like way of doing life or thinking, and like I have to catch myself, because sometimes I catch myself being like, why are you living like that?
and this is
And
what,
that's not good.
But-
Like, I can't tell someone like, why are you living like I'm the fucking Messiah.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know shit, and I don't know how I'm fucking living.
And this is
but
how-
I still have that trigger of like, do you know, like, you want to live like me? Like, how can you live? Like, well, you don't know. Why would you go that way?
and I'm exactly.
And I have to slowly like, go back and be like, dude, their life has value as much as my life has value. So where he's gone in his life has as much value as where I've gone in my life. Who am I to say superiority? And that was the crux of my fucking my fiance. And that's the shit that I catch myself doing with my new girlfriend that I'm fixing. Because I could speak in a condescending way, like, you don't know what you're talking about, but what I do is the way you should be living your life. And that's not right.
And this is who he was 90% of the time.
It's all the time.
He was this guy that would. So Oleg, I just have a question for you. Do you remember when we were talking about Malibu earlier with Didier?
Mm-hmm.
And he was kind of like telling you like about.
Tell me what? No.
Remember he was telling you about like PCH and how it's like not. Yeah. Do you remember how that felt? How he was talking to you? Can you be honest right now about that?
I don't remember how it felt.
You don't. You didn't pick up on anything.
No.
Are you sure?
You're really sensitive to my.
Yeah, I see it. I see it, and I don't think Oleg picked up on it. You didn't pick up on it?
I don't know. What should I pick up?
Well, he kind of was saying it like, you don't know. Like, I know PCH is like not what you think it is.
Yeah, I agree, because I never like walked around.
Yeah.
I just
Can you-
drove. I was driving all the time. I never like walked. My walk only was like from probably McDonald's to Malibu.
Yeah,
Pier.
but
that's the walk.
But you liked it.
McDonald's, yeah.
No, you like PCH. It's beautiful
I know, yeah.
to you.
Yeah, for me, yeah.
And he was kind of like, no, it's not.
Yeah, but he was looking from a different perspective. And
Yeah.
watching from a different
Right.
perspective.
Yeah, I just picked up on it, and I just.
'Cause I'm a wrong person. No, I'm a wrong person to ask, because like
No, you did not. You're the right person to ask.
Yeah.
He thought my perspective was coming off as like, trust me, bro, I live there. You don't know what you're talking about. That's what he thought I was coming at it as.
Because DDA is working on that.
Because no, like for
I
me,
never would want to do
is
that.
beautiful here because like I'm living here only like almost 6 years. So for me, even like just go somewhere, I don't know, like somewhere deep Marina del Rey or something, like you will never like pick up, or you'll never like you will never like get that experience that I have. If I like see like some boat like with another boat and plus another boat, it's marina, and like for you it's like, oh, lots of boats, fuck it. But for me it's like it's crazy because it's like,
I love this guy. It's so good.
for me it's like it's really really good because like wow, there's like lots of boats and like nature.
You know
ocean.
what Michelle said? Michelle said, your delivery.
Yeah, it's it. It's not even your intention.
It's not your intention. It's just like your delivery sounds condescending.
And that and
my take, I have a little different take.
Thank you, Oleg.
Please, Billy.
I just don't want to offend anybody.
You're not
going to be
me.
offended, right?
No.
Okay. Okay, I'll let you do it. Oh, I'm going to offend you? No. Okay, so me, right, white trash coming from, criminal family and welfare and all the, institutions and all that. So just even the tone of voice and Malibu.
Yeah.
Instant, like that rich fuck judgment, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I like you. I'm not trying to talk shit.
Okay.
I'm just giving you a picture of...
Please.
And I did it with the Evigans before I knew them too.
And you did it with me.
And I did it with Pat.
Like he didn't
Basically,
like me
I
at first.
am prejudiced of rich people, okay? People with money, because I already explained where I come from. And I know it's wrong and it's bad and it walls me off from having, really. Or maybe not, whatever. But it is something that exists, and it doesn't just exist with me. It probably exists with a lot of poor fucks, right? Which I don't even want to call myself a poor fuck anymore, because that's also walling me off from... Because it all starts with thinking.
Yeah.
Think abundance. If you think...
Well, just don't think think positive yourself.
Not only that, but there's scarcity thinking and there's abundance thinking.
Yeah.
And like we were starting to hit on the thinking, and that's where like, well, I don't want to get off topic, but it just sounds arrogant to me because I would never even have the ability to live in Malibu. Or do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
but
But I understand where you're coming from. You're just a matter of fact. Yeah, there's this.
Yeah.
Well, he's saying there's like syringes on the ground.
But
and
even ways of speaking, there's like an upper class, middle America way of speaking.
He's coming at it from a whole different perspective. But I think this is great because there are a lot of people who comment on my TikToks. Look at this rich white family complaining about their weight. And they're going to listen to this podcast. And that's another thing that I love about having you on this podcast, because you're able to expose that
I come from a different walk.
Yeah, but a lot of people watching us are right where you're at.
Yeah.
And they're thinking the same way you're thinking.
Yeah.
And you exposing that thinking is fucking beautiful.
Well, if you grew up in juvenile hall and camp and shit, you know, it's a different place.
Yeah, but and this is something I wanted to say earlier in the podcast, and we probably should wrap up here pretty soon, but everyone's problems are relative.
Thank you.
And they're real
true.
for each person. No matter if you're fucking Joe Rogan, Oprah, or Steve-O, or Billy, Pat, or Didier. Our shit is fucking real, and it's all perspective, and it's all relative.
Agreed.
Like Veronica was crying this morning, and she was having real frustration and pain surrounding her inability to lose the weight she wants to lose, and she tries really, really hard, and she's not seeing the results she wants, and her pain was real.
It is real, and it's heartbreaking, but she looks good.
Yeah, you know what though? She doesn't look like that model, and she knows it. And that's what she wants. And she can get that. And she's working harder.
Well, wait a minute.
She's working.
Is that a reality? She can get that? Isn't that genetic?
She can get that. Anyone can get that.
No, there's genetics.
Well, why don't we ask him?
You're a tall, handsome guy, and you have a good...
You didn't see what I looked like when I was young.
Pull him up a picture. Do you have one?
Yeah.
This guy was not, and neither was Jason Evigan. If you saw Jason Evigan in middle school, you would say, this guy's never going to look like Chris Pratt.
My phone's dead.
Well, then
Look,
I don't
look.
understand because she works so hard. Then why isn't it
Veronica.
happening? Oh boy, I feel like no one's offended. Are you
No.
offended?
No.
Do you like me any
no,
less
but you know,
for giving
I
my
was never
perspective?
allowed to like talk back to
Talk.
what he said.
No, you should.
I can only be me.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm
but
I'm not being.
But your awareness of your delivery right now is going to make a better you.
Yeah, of course. No, I'm saying like I can only be how I was born. I didn't choose where I was born. I could only just do what I did. And like I can't, and I know we grew up differently, and there's so many people that grew up differently, but it doesn't mean that like I think any better of someone or vice versa, because we didn't choose that road.
Can you answer that?
But we could talk. I could talk all night. You don't want
No. I want you to answer because we were just talking about your pain this morning, and are you able to attain the body you want? Yeah. Well, can you talk in the mic?
Well, can I ask you a question? Are you cool right now to talk? What body do you want? Let's just say we live in a perfect world. What is it that you want?
What was your question?
It's more a feeling.
Okay, let's just say you live in a perfect world and you can have whatever whatever body you want. What body is that? And just be honest.
I mean, for me, it's always been about having a flat stomach. That's been the hardest.
Talk into the mic.
No kangaroo pooch. I'm really stoned. I'm sorry.
Same.
Huh?
Same.
Same. But it's not that. It's more about a feeling. I know when I'm being good. I know I feel different. My body feels different. I feel light and airy, and it's a feeling.
Okay, so he's saying something different.
Can you talk into the mic? Can you become a model? Can you have that body?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'm too short.
So, and what you really can't do is talk into the mic, huh? It's just not possible.
I'm too short to be a model.
No, he's not the he's the body type.
Flat stomach that you want.
Yeah, anyone can.
So why do you think it's
Unless they've been, 200 pounds. And
So why do you think
hard
it's
for their stomach?
Why do you think it's been so hard for you to achieve that?
It's an addiction. I mean, food, I guess, or I have a self-sabotage. I don't like when you get that close with it.
Well, the softer you talk, the closer I need to get.
I have a self-sabotage
That's good.
problem.
So do you get up in the middle of the night and eat or something, or what do you mean?
No, but as soon as I start to feel good about myself, I start to get in fear, and I just go back to what's comfortable. Because sometimes it's a lot of attention. You get a lot of attention when you start to look a certain way, or people start to perceive you a certain way, or judge you. People perceive you a different way, and they judge you, and they'll come at you differently or treat you differently, and sometimes the attention is too much, and it's just more safe and comfortable to be.
Do you
happy.
find people talk to you differently as now the healthier girl, the more fit girl that works out versus how they spoke to you when you weren't? Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's different now than it was before. I've had negative experiences with it, but then also positive. Sometimes people tend to trust you more about recommendations and shit like that because you're healthy.
Can you guys keep it down out there?
But also, in the past, I've had women be meaner to me because of it, or I'm a girl that always has guy friends. That's just how I am. But rumors are spread, or I'm a slut, or whatever, because I'm flirting with the guys. She's flirting with the guys. I'm I'm just a guy. If you see me as a guy, you won't feel that way. And that doesn't.
So interesting. So it's self-sabotage. So it's not anything. It's not genetic body types or any of that. You think it's clear. It's clearly a mental thing.
I mean, it's genetic body type, but I have a great coach that she's
she knows, I call her like a sculptor. She knows how to like change my body and what to do and what to follow. But it's more than that too, because like, yeah, I smoke weed, so I get the munchies. And then I have childhood trauma with like food and stuff. So it's easy to like fall back into that and obsess on food. Like I was doing really solid. I felt really healthy minded. And then quarantine happened and now I'm loving it. But it's just like some of the stress of like what was happening. I probably just was like, all right, well, what can I eat in the kitchen instead, you know? Or what can I eat? Like, instead of avoiding things I have to do, it's like, oh, what can I munch on? What can I eat, you know? So it's too complex. It's not just one thing. It's my relationship with my mom's relationship with food, you know? All that.
Damn, she's fucking lit up.
So I was under the impression you were being super strict and super good, so you haven't been.
She is.
I am. That's part of the. But I've been eating too much, too many calories, and not burning enough.
Well, that's the other problem is we're not going to the gym. We're in the house all day.
Not working as much.
She's not on her feet cutting hair as much. So and also it is 2-3 steps forward, 1 step back.
Yeah.
2 steps forward.
My body's gotten used to what I was doing, and so like it's too soon. I'm still transitioning. My body hasn't memorized this yet.
Like she took 1 step back.
So I'm not. Yeah.
And after having taken 3 forward, she took 1 back and woke up this morning and was like, "Oh, I'm going backwards." But she's not recognizing that the overall arc is she is moving forward, and it's really hard when you're
because I've lost it multiple times in my life, and so.
Do you think that fear plays into it?
Oh my God.
It does.
Exactly.
That you're going to go back to what
That's
you
my
used to be.
Fear. Yeah.
And I think it also has a lot to do with like getting sober, you know, like you get sober and like your mind doesn't just get fixed, you know, like it's taken me 15 years to build this new character and I still have work to do.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you see it as like a process that you enjoy, like I love doing this. I love working on myself, and she loves eating healthy and working out. And I'm actually trying to like take a page from her book as far as that goes.
Yeah, that's
you
the
know.
thing. I love it.
Yeah.
So you already won.
Yeah, you already won.
Exactly. And I have to remember, like, that is who I am. I'm not going to let other people shame me. Like, there'd be times I'd be embarrassed. Like, I have to eat cleaner than most people do to not be fat. Not even to not be fit, just to not be fat. And sometimes I'd get embarrassed, you know? So I'd be like, never mind, I'll just order that. So I'm not, like, annoying, you know? And it's like I had to stop caring about what people thought. And there's, like, I feel like along the journey, there's all these steps I've had to, like, realize that, like, I do what I do and it doesn't matter about anyone else, you know? So I've lost it so many times because shame or like travel or, you know, so then now I'm like, oh, quarantine, you know? But I'm like, no, I'm finding it. I'm catching it.
So you don't feel like you're being deprived? Do you enjoy?
No. No, there's so many delicious, amazing options.
That's cool.
No. Now that I'm like going to be cutting my meals and being more conscious because I've done a lot more snacking, I'm gonna be hungry for a little. I'll probably feel deprived for a couple weeks before I level back out and it's normal again for me.
All right. Good stuff, guys. I think this might be the longest podcast we've ever done. Learning to Lose podcast. Thanks for listening.
Damn it, I still have so many more questions.
I have a lot of questions.
Oh, let's go.
No, we're good.
No, let's go.
Dude, it's about a completely different topics.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, it's great. We're good.
What topic? Just curious.
I mean, we can go into any topic.
See ya. No, I'm actually going to keep this set up because I want to have Troy on Monday. It's Friday right now. And is it okay if I just leave this set up? So, I mean, honestly, like, I think we could just pick it up if you guys...
Are you sure it's okay?
Yeah.
No, I mean, we could even just pick it up tomorrow.
Do we stop? Okay.
Or I could stop it.
It's okay for me. You can keep it.
It's a long boy.
Yeah, or I could stop it, and then we could start another one.
That's what I would do.
And just go. But, I mean, dude, it's
It's almost 4 hours.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
That's crazy.
No, it's 2 hours 50 minutes.
Oh, I didn't even. Oh, that's
Ask you one more question.
It flew by.
But ask into the mic.
Ask me any question.
Well, I want to know about your mom because I didn't know. I mean, I don't know if this is exciting to other people, but to me, I'm interested.
No, it's fine.
Because this guy's he's kind of an enigma anomaly to me. And it's a trip here too. Because you said you're stoned.
Yeah.
And she's stoned. We're sober. What a trip! And we're all. It's just what a weird dynamic, right?
Yeah.
Like.
But we're all trying to. We're all striving.
What about you, Oleg? Are you?
He's stoned, actually.
Are you stoned?
Did you giggle? That's because you weren't around anyone to giggle with. You know what you said about that shirt?
So a lot of AA people would look at this situation and they would not. They'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Would they be judging what I was saying?
I think that they wouldn't be participating.
Probably
because I was under the influence.
Yeah, I mean, even in the past, even I would have. You know, I got to tell you, the CBD experience really changed a lot of things for me because I wasn't saying. I was talking like. Good, you know.
Did you listen to the?
It didn't change who I was.
Did you listen to the podcast? The whole
yeah, I listened to it.
Oh, so you heard
and
the whole
Angela
thing.
listened to it too.
Oh yeah, you were saying some like woke shit at the like when that shit was kicking in. You were very like still yourself. You just were not trusting me, and it was getting
but so it's just so easy to like get your tribe, you know, and then the others are not. Right, so you do that with sobriety. You do that with rich people, poor people. Well, I'm not poor, but you know,
I'm not rich,
and you're not rich.
Yeah.
But
you're right. That's not good though.
Yeah, all I'm saying is the tribalism, and Joe hits on this too. It's like it's just so easy. I was doing it with Angela, and you stopped me.
Yeah, it's not good.
Why would I take sides, especially people I love?
We're humans. We're all humans, and that makes us all
again.
It's ego.
And that's
everything's ego.
And that's what's cool about
everything.
A lot.
And that's what's cool
for
about
me. It's the jaguar and the hummingbird.
So the hummingbird is the God voice and the jaguar is the ego? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the jaguar is always trying to attack the hummingbird. And the Mayans believe the hummingbird is the most strongest bird of all time. It's the moment of truth. And the ego always comes from the jaguar.
This is some toad shit.
It's true, but that's just based on the animals. But the concept is the same.
But that's what's amazing about hallucinogenics is when you're on them, that shit melts away. And you're like, oh my God, we're all one.
Yeah.
And the ego just dies, and you're like, people. It's really an incredible thing. Like that idea of like you being separate from like
dissolution.
And like if you're hallucinating, like that's just gone. You know what I mean?
I love psychedelics. I don't. Yeah.
And that's the truth. The truth is that all that stuff those are just social constructs we create in our mind.
I think I haven't even like.
I really like having Oleg and Veronica on at the end for like diehards because they get to hear them. Because I mean, dude, you guys got to understand. People will watch us live for hours doing nothing.
Yeah.
So they're gonna listen to the pod. Like, there's something weird about these podcasts. Like, I'll listen to a Joe Rogan. I'll listen to 3 hours.
I'll go Duncan Trussell.
You know what I mean? I still haven't finished Duncan Trussell's, but I'll keep coming back to it.
Yeah.
That guy with that weird voice. I love that guy.
There's a new show on Netflix. Have you seen it? You probably would like it.
He was talking about that.
Yeah.
He's just so smart. Like, how does?
Yeah. Did you hear him talking about the mouse and his dog?
Deep. Yeah.
How it's like a different dimension.
Yeah.
He's like, this mouse is terrified of my poodle, and my poodle killed the mouse. And to that mouse, that poodle is a dragon, a monster. But to me, it's some cute little dog. And they were talking about different dimensions. You didn't hear that one?
I'm sure I did.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's really good. He is really smart. He's my favorite.
But how are you getting high? Does that thing have THC? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was thinking about that too, about... Because he's talking about hallucinate. He's talking about like psychedelics, right? Like I'm a big psychonaut, but he's talking about like why, you know, like that ego just melts away and you're like dissolution and you separate yourself from the ego. But it's also given me a lot of tools to be able to access that not under the influence.
You can do it without
in meditation all the time.
But it's not the same, is it?
It is.
Do you do breathing or certain breathing?
TM, transcendental chant, mantra based.
And you honestly go to the same place.
You.
Well, you might have to show me that because
I'm telling you, like.
Well, let's do it right now.
Like, I can't.
Oh, you can't.
I can't teach him a mantra.
No, I'm saying teach him the breathing.
There's no breathing. It's mantra based. He has to go and get the mantra from a teacher.
Can you introduce us to your tribe?
Yeah.
I would love
No, but
to.
transcendental meditation isn't a tribe thing. David Lynch is like.
But do we need to do we need to do hallucinogenics to get certain benefits from your tribe? Well, where are these people? How do we meet them? How do we get? So how do we
like Akumal? Like
you have to go there.
You have to go there.
So
you have to go through the whole thing.
So trip on this on his wedding. We went to Tulum for his wedding. That was called off.
Yeah, I heard that.
Before we went, right? So we go there.
Before you went?
Yeah,
but you went anyway.
Everything was...
I came to his house.
Everything was already planned.
The night it got called off, I came to his house and I told him.
Like on the verge of tears. Like, what the fuck's going on with my life? Like, my fiancée doesn't want to get married. And
it was her decision?
Yeah.
And you were heartbroken? Or were you surprised? Or
no.
It was horrible.
So you guys,
it was not good. It was not. That's not a good feeling. But I wasn't surprised because I knew the type of person at peak ego, the type of person I am. And it's
how long ago was this?
Tarantula. It's been like a year.
Tarantula.
It's like tarantula.
Oh,
ego,
so you were
like
peak ego a year ago?
A year and a half ago. Yeah, a year ago.
I thought you had been on this journey for some time, but it's a progressive journey.
No, my Lyme has been 2.5 years.
Oh, it's not been that long.
Yeah, it's only been that long.
Oh.
No, this is like he's been changing every day.
I thought it was like 4 or 5 years I was under the impression or something. Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago.
Wow, so this all just kind of happened to you.
Yeah, no,
I still am a lost puppy. Yeah,
How
it's
old are you?
recent. I'm 34. I turned 35 on Wednesday.
Oh, happy birthday.
But so we're in Tulum.
Yeah.
The wedding's not happening. His fiancée is literally not saying a word to him, ignoring him. We're all staying in the same place, and she's like avoiding him. So we're there with him. She's there, and he's going off hallucinating with his fucking shamans and running miles, getting up early, like working out, finding himself. He's okay. He's not like tripping and breaking down, and he's just fucking. It was pretty incredible to watch. And we would have, he would share his fears and vulnerabilities with me at night sometimes, and his brother was there just fucking wasted till his brother would come home at 6 a.m. It was a pretty crazy. And Tim was blacked out one night trying to fucking organize some bullshit at the fucking party.
Tim got mad at
There was
me.
like some rave thing, and his chick was there.
Yeah,
it was a really crazy thing.
Wild.
It was pretty crazy.
If you think about it, it's wild. But I wasn't surprised because I started doing like the TM self-awareing 6 months before it, and I already knew. I was with her for like 6 years. Damage done. Verbal abuse. You can only be an egomaniac and verbally abuse someone to the point where like they can never look at you as like this, and then be this new person for a month or 2 months. That doesn't erase the 6 years of
that's exactly what I'm going through
destruction
right now.
I did to her. So when she said I was done, I was like, of course you are.
Well, that relationship probably helped you go inward. Right?
More.
Yeah.
More consciousness, more higher consciousness, more, oh my God, look at the destruction of a human being that you can do with your ego. You need to fucking understand how this thing works. And you need to get a hold of it, or you're gonna be miserable. You're gonna destroy someone. It's almost like a preying on the weak to make myself feel better. It's horrific.
Yeah, you're bringing some new insights. Yeah, I'm not exactly, but same thing. right, with me. And but the relationship was a crucial part because the pain of it made me change and go and see.
Of course.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, even when, like, Veronica was talking, it's like the biggest change is the pain, is the hardest, the darkest part for me is the change. That's where the change comes from me.
In the pain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's always in the, because, like, if shit's going great, I never have to feel like I have to check myself.
Right.
But now I make a conscious effort every day to check myself, even if the day's going good.
Yes. Yeah. Well, they say in AA that pain is a touchstone to spiritual growth.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree with that 100%. I had a huge question that I was trying to get to.
Oh, yeah, okay.
How to...
Does he
Pat.
have to be here for it?
I mean, maybe. Yeah, Pat's here. How do you associate addictive, toxic behavior in non-alcohol, drug situations? As per him talking about followers or popularity or sex. How do you realize, oh, this is a good thing, I'm driven, or this is my addictive personality I need to succumb to because I'm an addict?
That's like the perfect question, dude.
Because that's what I was trying to ask, is when do you trust yourself?
Always tell me, you feel it.
Can you say it one more time? I'm not.
Okay, how...
Because Pat was sticking his head out of there. I'm like, what is he doing? Is he pooping? Or?
How
drink a lot of liquids.
On everyday things, how do you see that your behavior is being an addictive personality? Like it's a toxic, addictive personality, or you're not just driven on things that aren't alcohol and drugs, where it's like him talking about followers or the working out too much or the diet. How are you able to see that, oh, that's my addictive personality because I'm an addict, or no, I'm just driven and this is good?
Because you can just feel the difference. You know, if it's God conscious or new character, there's peace within. There's not the anxiety. There's not the hamster wheel in the mind. It's yeah, and if you're pushing and going and your mind's round and round, it's coming from self, which I guess you would call ego. And it's the still small voice, like the hummingbird, the still small voice within. You feel it. It's not in here. That's the thing. It's experiential. It's a heart thing. It's a gut thing. It's not a head thing. A head thing is detached from the spirit almost. Yeah, and the weird thing is, you think, no, I have to do it. I have to do it. And I mean, there's some kind of balance between the head and the heart, but you just do it when you're with God. Because he used to ask me this: am I still going to be able to do the things I want to do, or will goals still get accomplished? And yeah, with God they will. And in fact, with God, you'll go to the right place because you'll be intuitively guided where you belong.
I fucking love when he talks like this, bro. This is
like
the shit.
your purpose. You know,
He's like, I'm listening.
He's like trying to find the words, but the words are so like it's so hard to describe this kind of stuff with words because it's so much more than words.
Well, but we have it in literature too. It's that one page in the Sermon on the Mount where God's will is more interesting, more satisfying, and better than anything you can come up with for yourself. And it's a mixture of faith and positive thinking. I don't know exactly, but it's true because when you lose so hard, and you're just like, okay, God, what do you got? What do you want me to do? You know? And typically it's like, look at the sky and hear the birds. And then the peace comes in, and then you just find yourself having relationships. Like if I didn't have this relationship with him, my life, I don't know what it would be, but it's so much better.
Thanks so much.
I mean, not even just like I have a friend and interesting things and a podcast, but my business, money, the people I'm meeting.
Yeah.
This is so special, dude.
Yeah. So
and it's special because like now he has like Jason and Vic. And you now, and I can tell that there's been a really strong connection that's being made right now, and like the people listening are asking questions about exactly what you guys are talking about. The relationship stuff. Losing a significant other. How do we interact with people who aren't sober when we are sober? And it's like this perfect culmination of like experience, community, and we're transmitting it to the world in real time. It's going to go out to everyone, and it's just it's like everything is coming together. And I'm not high. I'm not on some acid trip, but it feels pretty surreal. And I'm in the bathroom and I'm listening to you guys talk about the relationship, and I went through the same thing. I'm hurt, Veronica, because I was hurt. And I don't know how we got through it.
Me neither, but I'm glad you did.
But we did. I mean, look, I was going to therapy heavy the whole time. So by the time she was like ready to leave, I had already done so much work, and I was like ready to show up and be the person that I needed to be. And I don't know, whatever it was, but like, I just think that this truth that we're speaking is so helpful for so many people, and you can't just speak it unless you've been through it. And we've all been through it in our own way. You've been through it in a way that a lot of people can identify with the poverty stuff and the juvenile stuff. And you're seeing it from a certain perspective. You're not sober, but you're seeing it from that perspective. I'm like suburban white kid. Like I see it from my perspective. I'm alpha, and I have the humility, and it's just a great message, and it's intoxicating for me to be doing what we're doing. Sorry.
Cool. So you have your fiance left, and you guys broke up, and you have a girlfriend now? How long have you had this girlfriend?
4 months.
Is it serious? Or I mean,
it's getting serious. Yeah, it's getting serious.
So you don't want to make the same mistakes again.
That's like one of the biggest, like, it's like one of my downfalls in going on at the moment is like not wanting to make the same mistake, but not coming it from like me making the same mistakes. It's about like me putting myself in a position where like, oh, it's like almost like commitment. Like, do I even want commitment? Or is like, if I'm going to commit, is this the person that I'm going to commit? Because the last person, I didn't really focus on that. I wasn't as aware as I am. And like, look where that ended up. And then to check myself and be like, well, who the fuck do I think I am?
Oh, I see.
That I have all these things, or like that I'm like this perfect fucking being, and like it's on me when I'm not this perfect being. I'm not. And this person who I'm seeing is like, I'm actually at a point where I could be more aware of like how I affect someone.
So you're saying that when you go into ego, you're thinking about, is she the one, or these are the right choices?
Yes.
You know, and then
so
when
bad.
you see it from the God or the spiritual aspect, you're like, it's a gift, and who am I to even like question?
Yes. I focus on the 0.1% of like the thing versus the 99.91, because like I should have the 100.
And you know what I told him? I said, if it's 51% good, I think your old sponsor, Michael, used to talk about this.
Yeah, it's worth it.
If it's 51-49, it's worth going for.
But it's so,
I love that.
It's so much more.
It's so much more. But like, I just love that because our minds are going to see it at times as the glass has half empty.
Yeah. Sure.
So if we have the analogy, look, if your relationship is 51% good and 49% bad, it's worth putting the work in. And a relationship does take work, period. And what you put in is what you're going to get out.
But really, it's the self-work. It's going to affect the relationship. And here's what Angela says, and she might be right. If she was to have sex with me, because that's been the power, right? That I would just become the old guy again. Like, the only reason I want her is because I can't have her. She might be right. Like, it's so easy to be default back to the new character takes work, daily work.
I'm like, honestly, right now, and I've always kind of had this feeling in the back of my head because I was able to get through it. I just feel like if you're able to continue walking this path and you stay sober, it's going to end up working out between the two of you. And if it doesn't, that's going to be the better thing for you.
Well, yeah, that's all positive. The thing is, our relationship's better than ever. And that's almost why I want to choose chastity. Have you ever tried that or have thought about that? Like not having...
How long have you gone for?
Well, I clean the pipes every now and then. So
that's not really it.
Yeah, that's not really it. But I'm toying with it. But see, I'm a sex and love addict.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But I got over that. Mostly, I mean, it's gone. The fetish, perverted stuff just it was a miracle. Like, it's gone. It's not even a problem. But to be completely celibate, at some point you start feeling like a wolf when you don't do it, like you're on the hunt. Like, I don't know if you guys do, but women start looking like prey, like after a few weeks or something. Like, you just don't look at them the same.
Yeah.
If you've even gone that long, who knows? But
weird.
Without really even...
I've had both. I've gone a really long time without it.
No masturbation or anything?
Yeah.
What's a really long time?
Shit. I've gone a long time in a relationship with my ex for a real long time without sex. Like, I'm talking 8 months.
Wow.
I'm talking maybe having sex like 3 times in a year.
But you weren't masturbating in between? Not really?
Not really.
Why?
Fame, stress, and like wanting to be famous was more important than that.
Oh, so you were just so driven you weren't even thinking about it.
No, I was caring about myself.
Huh.
And it like almost to the point where that like overtakes anything.
Right.
To even like think sexual, I have to like see value in that person and in that situation.
I went for a long time where I wasn't attracted to her, and now I'm so attracted.
Happens.
It's just so weird. Your mind. It's like, what is going on in there?
I see the cell.
Well, you know why? Same thing.
I like the celibacy thing. I can't go very long without sex now, even though I've done it. But like, I think. Well,
you're in a new relationship.
And it's not only that. I think it's maybe my relationship with myself is probably a little better, more kind to myself, maybe a little less off the pedal to the metal of like toxicity and needing and like being able to like look at myself maybe has made me be more loving and more in that regard. But I see the power in the celibacy as like the mind to deal with, like, if you're not doing it and it starts rushing, like, what is that inside of you? How can you look at that? It could be a further higher consciousness situation.
I would like to give it a shot. I got really into this book, and he says that chastity, it's about Christianity. But this C.S. Lewis, The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, he has a book called Mere Christianity, which, do you know the Evangans too? Are you friends with them as well?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, so that... Anyway, I listened to the book like 10 times.
Wow.
And I that's another thing that I'm prejudiced against as Christians. So the way he went about it, but what he says is you're either married or you're chaste. That's the most unpopular tenet of Christianity, and
you're celibate.
You're either. He doesn't really say you don't masturbate, but I guess
chastity.
Anyway, I believe for myself, because of my past and how it's a fix, that to deny myself that, I would have to go all the deeper in with. Now I want to say the Holy Ghost. It sounds so religious. I'm an anti-Christian. How are these things coming out of my mouth?
I'm not. So I don't like connect myself with any religion.
Yeah.
But like,
I'm not really an anti-Christian, but.
But we don't like. Are you like? Do you practice religion? No. But you could still see the value in God and spirituality and faith.
Oh, for sure.
No, we pray. Prayer is the most important thing in the world. It's the only thing that can change your character is prayer.
Yeah.
And like I find so.
And meditation, I think, is a form of prayer.
Yeah. Yes. The reason I'm talking about this is I've had so many talks with some people who go hard on their faith, different religions. And I find so much commonality.
Yeah.
Just different gods in their eyes, but the values are pretty like, that's why I'm saying you could read a Catholic Christian book but still see the value in some of those.
Oh, absolutely. It's like a design. It's a design for living. Yeah. But my partner has gone hard Jesus, like hard literal Jesus, like every day I wake up and she's reading the Bible.
Is that hard for you?
Yeah.
That would be hard for me.
Well, plus she got a fiance online who's also a Jesus person. Yeah, it's hard for me because I hate fucking Christians.
Yeah, I guess.
I fucking hate them.
Well,
right?
Like, you hate Christians.
Okay, I don't hate Christians, but in my deep core, I want to fucking tear off some Christian heads and shit down their neck. That's
gnarly sometimes.
Because there's an evil demon motherfucker in me that wants to hurt people because of hurt people, right? And I'm just exposing it. I'm not going to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
I would have done that by now if I was going to. Yeah. But at times I'm like, it's worth my death just to hurt somebody.
We got rage. There's a rage.
It's rage
inside of us. It's not anger. It's like a rage, and it comes out in me sometimes too.
And like you just want to fucking destroy. Like I could see where Danzig's coming from with his music, right? Like it's like I could relate to that shit. Like war with all worlds and shit. Like fuck yeah, just fucking destroy. But I don't know where I just went. Maybe we should have stopped this till when we were, because. So
we're talking about how you can read a Christian book.
No, because you were saying celibacy.
Well, AA is based off of Christianity.
Values. Yeah. But you just said you hate saying
no,
it.
No, but this is why
you don't like
this is what I'm gonna do. Right, I'm gonna bring it right back. Celibacy is going to force you to go deeper.
Yes, because I believe that, but I can't do it.
Why?
Because I don't have like the discipline you have.
You can.
Well, you're doing it.
Well, I clean the pipes every now and then.
But that's fine.
Oh, that is fine? I don't think that's fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
No. Well, I don't know. Who am I?
And then let me throw in.
I'm
the authority now.
I'm going to throw in my perspective.
You're talking to an extremist that won't drink water, eat food, or like always goes maybe too much.
What's your diet like? I'm just curious.
I mean, I eat. It's like a whole food kind of thing. So I just have fruits, vegetables, and meats. Nothing with chemicals.
Like not at all.
Except now you do nachos sometimes.
Oh yeah, but like the way I'll make a nacho, it's like, fresh off. Like I'll make like the fresh avocado, and like I don't have dairy, and like the chips will be like a cassava like root.
Also, no corn.
No, not for me. Yo, I can't have sugar.
Billy, like he can really.
Wow.
Like, so I one time went to Whole
No, we eat this way too. Because my girl, who's not my X.
Yeah.
She's allergic to corn. It gives her migraines. And wheat gives her a rash.
I don't have any man-made grain like that.
I think that he can show you a thing or two. Maybe you already do it, but when I wanted to start cleaning up my diet, he brought me to Whole Foods and was just like, he's got this shit down.
Yeah.
He goes hard.
And do you count calories or anything? But you eat as much as you want until you're full.
Mm-hmm. I just don't eat late.
So you can't eat when you go home tonight?
No. But that's I think that's a personal situation.
You're not hungry?
I have my gut. I don't do well with eating before I go to bed.
Oh.
And
dude, I've literally extended, like, I have like an ending, like my logic session is only like so many hours long.
Oh, are we over?
No, it almost hit the end, but I opened it up. I'm like opening it up like further than it's ever been opened before.
Is this ridiculous? I mean, we could stop. I feel like...
No, yeah, we should wrap it up.
Okay.
And then we could like hang out and keep talking or whatever.
We could wrap it.
But yeah, I mean, well, we could finish what we were just talking about though.
Okay, you guys finish. I'm gonna stop talking.
I was gonna say is we're talking about the food and discipline thing. Oh, also in like different belief system, it's like the question is, why do we put energy in our body if we're just going to sleep? Before you're going to sleep, you're supposed to give your stomach, your body a chance to rest because you're about to go into hibernation mode. So why are we shoving it with a bunch of food when it should be shutting off to go to bed?
And that's why they call breakfast break fast. He taught me a lot about this stuff. Like, he taught me about, like, you're supposed to eat the most in the morning, like a king.
King, queen, peasant.
That's how you.
Yeah, I used to go by that, but then I listened to Joe Rogan, and it's like, don't eat for 16 hours.
Well, that's because but he's still doing that. And when he has his first meal, or I don't know,
he's breaking fast, but it's not in the morning.
Yeah, but that's because he's getting up really early.
But think about this: if I wake up at 8, say 8, lenient, right? I wake up at 8. I eat, work out, eat, have big breakfasts, big lunches, and then stop eating at 4. Well, if I go till 8, that's 16 hours.
Yeah.
But I'm still not eating close to bedtime.
Right.
So you could still do the fasting.
Dude, I still got to do my challenge
You just
tonight.
don't got to grow up. And what's crazy is I did hear Rogan talk about eating late after the Comedy Store and stuff, and like how he's trying to stop do that because it's real bad if you're trying to go by Rogan stuff.
I don't know if I agree with that or not, but it's okay.
But different people do different. I also know bodybuilders that slam food and then go to bed because they need that protein at night.
I just don't think I could sleep if I didn't have a full stomach.
I guess it's got to be full.
Yeah. All right, I just can't sleep.
That's the thing. That's got to be something.
Yeah.
Let's do our challenge. I'll do it with you.
Okay.
Didier can show us.
Signing off.
We can show
Good night.
him what we do. I'll do it with you. You want to do it?
Yeah.
We'll do 20 minutes.
Well, it's different every time.
20 minutes? What are you doing? 20 minutes?
I'm on this challenge. This girl Courtney got me on this challenge, and it's just...
All right, thanks for listening. If you made it this far in the podcast, will you please send me a text? My phone number is 818-968-4987, and I'm going to send you a free Learning to Lose shirt.
I wonder if anybody's going to...
Yeah, because I'm just curious, because if you made it this far, you're a special person. And I love you. Goodbye, guys.